Turn your volume up.
Loud, you're the problem.
Okay, got it.
All right, can you hear me now, Clout?
Yeah, all is good.
Okay. Welcome everybody, man. Good to see you guys on this amazing Wednesday. Let me go ahead and get this show started, man. How y'all doing today?
Blessed and highly favored. How are you?
Blessed and highly favored. I heard that. Wow, Di. It's good to hear it, man. I kind of needed that, man. So thank you for going ahead and sharing in my spirit today with that one. Aisha, it's okay to laugh, man. Just go ahead and let it out. You ain't got to be reserved. Cool, calm, and collective. That was on her spiritual journey moment there.
I love to see it die. I just love it. You look so pretty today, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you. Everybody on here, we all look good. Y'all know how we do.
There you go. I like that. That for the win, man.
Yeah, I just can't help but to bring God with me everywhere you go. You know, they say raise up a child in the way they should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. So.
Amen, Dad. Come on, girl.
All right. So we're gonna go ahead and hit the like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you catch us on the replay, make sure you guys also hit that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. I do have an intro video just to kind of loosen us up a little bit. I know sometimes when I start the show, we're a little bit stiff, so I'm hoping that this can actually get us going, get the blood flowing, and we can rise to the occasion. I guess y'all didn't catch that one. Anyway, I'm going to play this clip.
A lot about women. I think I learned exactly how the fall of man occurred in the Garden of Eden. Adam and Eve were in the Garden of Eden, and Adam said one day, wow, Eve, here we are, at one with nature, at one with God. We'll never age, we'll never die, and all our dreams come true the instant that we have them. And Eve said, yeah, it's just not enough, is
it? No, that's not funny.
I was just waiting for more.
So that was kind of his point. Oh, God. That's kind of what he was saying. I mean,
did you guys get it, or do I need to play it back? Understood? Okay.
Yeah, I got it.
I'm gonna start with you, Ty. When you first heard that, what did you have to play it back? I'm not sure if it was the first time seeing it or not, but if not, like, what did you immediately think? Like, were you just as clueless, or did you understand when they first played it?
I understand exactly what the joke was saying.
All right, tell us what
I thought it was funny, honestly, because it's kind of true, right? Any joke that has a little bit of truth to it is quite humorous to me. And he was basically just saying women are always looking for something more. We're always searching for more, right? We can't necessarily just be happy with what is. I thought it was funny because it can be applied to some women, but I think that's people in general now, right? It's hard to find people that are just happy with what they have and what's going on right now. They always looking for something else. They always creating goals, and once they hit that goal, they got another goal. They got another thing they want to go after. People are always chasing and never happy with what's given to them. So I thought it was fitting. And then the woman's response to it made it even funnier because she like put the nail in the joke. It was like, you're literally the example that they're giving. So it was good.
All right.
How she felt. I responded to the joke the way the girl on the podcast responded to it. I'm like, okay, what else? Like, and not, but it's not in terms of like the context. It's like, okay, elaborate more. And going to what you said, it's not just a woman thing. And I hate them type of jokes when guys try. I don't like those types of jokes, especially when you know that it's not one sided. It's not just the women. It's people in general that do things like that. So that's how I feel about it.
Angie, it seemed like you got a little defensive, though. It's a joke.
I'm not defensive. Like, I'm not emotional. Like, that's just my perspective.
No. I understand, but I'm saying, like, you saying I hate jokes like that when they specifically talking about women, but it's jokes that women make that specifically talk about men.
No, I'm saying in reference to the Adam and Eve thing in regards to people who really believe that women are not women are not equipped to navigate or to think outside of emotion, basically.
Okay.
All right. What about you, Miss Dow?
When I heard it, I saw it. I think that was the funniest clip in the world. I'm corny for jokes. I'm real corny. So I thought it was super funny. When she was like, and he was like, see, that's it. Like, you want more. And it's like the joke wasn't enough. So I got his point. I had to really think about it at first. Like, how does that mean? And like, how does that make us the demise? Then I thought about it. I'm like, oh yeah, Eve did eat the apple. Then she tempted Adam. So it was like, okay, I get it. Like, she wasn't satisfied with the kingdom, the earth that was there. You know, Adam had already known about the rule he related to Eve. But then if we're going to take it to that point, because I'm like, I love when people get into those type of arguments. I'm like, if you want to see it like that, then there go men again blaming women for their mistakes. Like, you had a choice to say no. Like, God gave you specifically that rule. Like, the world didn't change and know about good and evil until Adam ate the apple. It wasn't when Eve ate the apple. So it's like, yeah, you could try to blame Eve, but the rules didn't set in until Adam ate the apple, if you want to get technical. But I thought the joke was hilarious. I just thought it was hilarious. And I do feel like it could be a man or a woman thing, but I guess it's predominantly women. And I just know that because when I go out and when I'm kicking it and I meet new people, it's like, okay, I wish I was this and she wish she was that. Like, it could be, oh, my hair is short. Oh, my hair long. Oh, I always wanted my hair short. Like, yeah, I wish I could grow my hair back. Or, oh, you got a nice shape. No, girl, I wish I had your stomach. No, I wish I had your calves. Like, we kind of do that. I do feel like it does lean more to the girl side when it comes to that, but it's not even in no like negative light, like, oh, we're unsatisfied and we hate the world. Like, it's like, nah, it's not that deep. It's just like, like, yeah. But far as relationships, I guess that's the point that was bringing it. I don't know. I don't believe that. But I have seen examples through this show that there are women out there like that. So I'm like, oh, I didn't know it was that much, but I thought the joke was funny. I didn't really think too deep. So I started looking at the comments. You know, the comments get you thinking. I always go to the comments.
All right. What about you, Ish?
I feel like the joke fell flat for me. Like, I just didn't see the comedy in it. And I'm a really funny person. Like, I should have been a comedian. But I did not see the joke in it. I didn't laugh. There wasn't a key. But I understand their point. Like, people are really never satisfied in general. You know, like, you give somebody an inch, they take a mile, right? But I think in life, in general, we're all, looking for the pursuit of happiness. And that looks different from each person, right? And so I feel like people don't realize we're always trying to find this happiness. We're always trying to find this happiness all the time. So I think that's the same for men and women. And I think that sometimes that looks like, oh, she can never, nothing satisfies her. Nothing satisfies her. But I think that that's what we're here for, is to pursue our true happiness or whatever that looks like. So that's just my take on it. I did not find it funny, but
I think the way she responded made it funny. The fact that she was like, yeah, I think that's the part that did it for me. I was like, you just fell right for that trap. And then when they
that was the perfect punchline.
She was like, touche.
Okay. What about you, Cloud? Interested in hearing what you have to say about this.
I mean, I thought the joke was funny, but I thought that Melissa Ford's response was the perfect punchline to the joke. They just finished talking about, women wanting more or needing more or whatever, or not being satisfied with however you want to phrase it. And she wasn't satisfied with the joke. She was waiting for more. That was her exact expression. I mean, how much better could a joke go?
Yeah, perfect timing. What about you, brother Hank?
I think Ty said it best. Like there's some truth in some of the jokes, and I think a couple ladies up here prove why that joke was truthful by their response. Let's admit it. A lot of ladies are normally not content and satisfied. They're not fans of settling. It's like a bad word for a lot of ladies to have to settle. It ain't on me if I have to settle. I should never have to settle. And so, they always looking for more, looking for better, looking for something, to see if that grass is green on the other side. So I mean, I just a joke. I thought it was funny. And like Cloud said, old girl, she really set it off and didn't even realize she's gonna be part of the punchline.
Yeah, I didn't see no problem with it. I was half listening the first time I heard it and had to go back. And I'm like, oh, okay, I see what they're saying. And then I do remember reading Genesis and seeing how everything played out. So she played right into it. She played right into it, which I think made it funny. I mean, I know some people would take it personal. Aisha, like you said that, in your opinion, women's purpose is to find their true happiness. Is that what you said?
I said that everyone, like men and women, are, I said that we are in the pursuit of happiness. Like that's why we live life, is to pursue some form of happiness for us. So I think that as women, we're always trying to find that happiness. And so being that, it could be perceived as the way they perceived it. Like she's always never satisfied. It's not that I'm not satisfied. It's that I know what I want. And that's two different things. Like I just know what I want and I'm going to keep going until I get that. And that could be perceived as, oh, she's never satisfied. So.
I think our purpose is to serve others, to be honest. I don't think our purpose is to find happiness, for us to discover things about ourselves. I think that we have a gift, and whatever gift that we have, we still supposed to present it in a form to serve others. So that's my opinion, what I think we're here for. But I'm open to hear as to why you think that everybody's purpose is to pursue of happiness. I'm just curious. Maybe I might be wrong. Go ahead.
You said that you don't believe that our purpose involves being happy, and what else?
No, I believe our purpose here on earth is to serve others, like man or woman. I think.
But you said like as an addition to that, you did not believe that our purpose involved being happy or discovering ourselves.
No, not discovering yourselves. I think that we all have God-given gifts. Like I think that, but we're supposed to use those gifts to be able to serve others in some form of capacity. So it's still not an I thing. And I think a lot of people, and this is just me, this is how I live my life, is looking to serve others. Like by default, I got to go hard.
Two things can exist in one thing, because as a mom and as a parent, you're always serving others. Like my sole purpose is really to my kids, but it's also for me to be happy in that moment. So I think that two things can be true at the same time. Like you can serve others. I literally work for a nonprofit, right? So you can serve others every day. And I've got no worries, whatever you what, but my still is that pursuit of happiness. Like it's still there in everybody.
I think the issue with people pursuing happiness is that happiness is an emotion. It's a temporary feeling that you get, right? So you can be happy because you're in a certain place. You can be happy because you just bought something, and then the next minute you're sad. I more so agree with Lapeef that most of our purpose here is to serve others and to find a way to be happy in that. Or instead of happiness, to be content with life, because you're not always going to be happy. And that's the issue, I think, with society now, is that everybody is chasing happiness, and your individual happiness may not be a service or of service to other people. So everyone is chasing their own individual happiness, which means that everybody is chasing individuality, which then goes in just to selfishness, which leads us into the generation we have now. So
I do think people should think about peace versus happiness. I think people get the two confused sometimes. I do feel like everybody should find some form of peace, but we can't always be happy. But if you're at peace with your life, when those downs get thrown at you, you're able to deal with them in a healthy manner.
I think that the story of the Garden of Eden is extremely intriguing. If you really look at it, with the women, Angie, Aisha, they're saying how they're still pursuing happiness, right? Or the pursuit of it. While they were in the Garden of Eden, they had everything. Everything was perfect. It was as perfect as life can be while they're in the Garden of Eden. And yet, if you really sit back and look at it, this is a show of that women, just being blunt, women have been emotionally manipulating men since day one. Because Adam is here. Adam knows we got it good. We got it amazing. I ain't got to work. All I got to do is just manage the garden. Oh, this fruit look like it's ready, is ripe. Pop. Oh man, you see that elephant over there? God, you see that elephant? That's an elephant over there. Yes, Adam, that's an elephant. And here come Eve. Oh, this ain't enough. I got to pursue my happiness. And she go and eat the fruit. Ain't that and here we have these women on the panel saying, oh, my kids ain't enough. I gotta pursue some more happiness. That's crazy. It's live in effect right there.
Okay, well, I would be interested in hearing a little bit more, just so we can, maybe we looking at the wrong viz and clout. Maybe we are. So we got to have an open mind so that we can be able to receive. Angie, if you can you really just bring us into your world and paint the picture so that we can actually see it? Because I'm open to being wrong. I truly am right now.
What do you mean paint a picture of what my position is?
Yeah, like as far as like the pursuit of happiness. Or if it's, if not you, maybe you just got drugged.
Ultimately, I agree with Ty, what she said, but also my pursuit of happiness is ultimately to please God. So I do agree with you when you say to serve and to use our gifts and abilities to be able to serve and to have a level of contentment. But what I'm saying is some people, maybe not the people on this panel, really believe that the demise of of a lot of things are because women are not competent. And I'm not feeding into that ideology.
Okay.
So with that being said, that's my position.
I don't think nobody said it, but when you say serve God, like, what is that? Can you break that down to us? Like when you say like your mission is to serve God, what does God want you to do?
I think that we all have a responsibility to build a relationship with God, to learn who He is, some people navigate certain religions in order to get closer to God. And once you do that, there's just different levels to the relationship. You learn your purpose through divinity, through whatever religion you want to practice. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, I believe there's one God. And, I'm Christian, so that's the moral compass that I use. And, I just do my due diligence as far as growing closer to Him and trying to be more disciplined and align with what He has for me to do on the earth.
Okay. And so after you get closer to Him, do you spend your entire life getting close to Him? Or once you get close to Him, then what else are you supposed to be doing?
I'm still learning that myself, so I can't answer that for you.
Yeah. If you look into it, I mean, I'm not the most religious.
And I'm not looking for any advice on the panel. Just to let y'all know.
Okay. Well, to whoever's listening, our purpose, which I've found just by reading different things and participating in different discussions, to serve others. I believe that we can simultaneously grow closer and maintain a relationship with Him. But if I had to lean on the side, I will lean on the side to serving others versus being selfish. So I think we have to have that open mind to be able to use our God gifts to be able to serve others.
I think that I agree with you 100%. And when you get close with God, if you look at the examples that's in the Bible, the people closest to Him, that's exactly what they're doing, serving others. And then if you're doing it with the right heart, you'll find happiness in that. So it's like by people seeking happiness and peace, like one of my male friends is starting to like looking to know what a high value man is and stuff like that. I show him our podcast, by the way. And he's starting off kind of rocky and he's misunderstanding things. And that's the reason why I told him go to your podcast. And my other friend was getting frustrated with him, but I'm like, as long as you're on a path looking for to be high value, don't judge him for his path. He'll get there. He's going to come across different things at different times and he's going to move at his pace. And I think that's the same thing when it comes to when people speak about happiness. When they really find out peace is better than happiness by them searching for it, they'll eventually fall into the, serving others. And, I do have gifts, but dang, I can't use them for myself. So now I need to surround myself with the people who think like me, who has a relationship with God, who could use their gifts and we can chop it up with each other to figure some stuff out. Because I do believe that's our sole purpose, to serve each other, to love each other.
And that's how you get rich too, if by serving others. And just it's not about you, it's about what they want. And once you understand that when it comes to sales and everything else, then that's how you grow wealthy.
Mm-hmm.
I like what Dad just said too about peace versus happiness. I feel like that was kind of a bar, because when it comes to like happiness, I definitely think it's an emotion. And I honestly think for women, I think seeking happiness is almost like the woman's Achilles heel, right? Because it's like usually the thing that would make them happy is already in their life, but because they're seeking something extra, they're always trying to, find something new. And I think when you compare that to what Di just said about peace versus happiness, we even see it manifest in modern relationships. Like, for example, a woman will be dating a guy that she likes for a long time. And there's always what are we? Like, what's next? Okay, so cool. We in a relationship now. Okay, so what's next? When we going to get engaged? Then you get engaged and it's like, yeah, but I feel like we're not moving fast enough on this marriage. Then you get married and it's like, yeah, but I feel like we need to start growing a family. Then you have a couple kids and it's like, but I don't feel like the house is big enough. Then you get the bigger house. Then it's like, damn, I feel like I'm weighed down by all these kids in this big house. And I just want to live my life. You know what I mean? Like there's always a new way to be happy. And it even manifests itself through hypergamy. Like hypergamy is literally like the dating strategy that goes directly with what Viz was saying and leads directly back to that joke and directly back to the Garden of Eden. It's women constantly seeking this emotion, but emotions can't be contained. So even if they manage to capture the emotion, the second you feel it, it's gone. You know what I mean? So you're only going to be seeking it again. So
think about all that good stuff that came out of her just seeking happiness, a house, a marriage, an engagement, some kids. Sometimes that's our job. And sometimes it can push you out your comfort zone to achieve more, to get better. Oh, now you have to make a little bit more money. Now you have to get a better position in your job. Now, I do feel like it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And a lot of women be entitled and stuff about it. But I don't know. I feel like a lot of good stuff came out of that woman wanting those things.
Because after all that good stuff comes about, all that good stuff comes, what's she gonna say? I miss the way it was back in the old days. You don't treat me the way you used to treat me back then. So even when she gets everything she wants, she wanted to be back the way it was.
Boring without us. It would be boring. It would be boring without us.
Sometimes
but Di, you sound just like you sound like you went on the same same side of the street with Angie and Aisha now.
Peace
Look at
versus
all that
happiness. Sometimes you
material
like
things
boring.
that
I
make me
agree with
happy.
Boring is
I need
peaceful.
all
Are
that,
you trying to put
I
us
need all that
against each other?
material stuff to make me happy. I need all of this material stuff. What happened to that peace you need? That material stuff shouldn't bring you peace. That material stuff shouldn't bring you joy. You know what should bring you joy is that person you with. That should
And
help you
here's
bring you joy because you should already have your own joy within yourself. And then he could say, and that man brings it,
Being
and he
alive.
increases your joy. That family, them kids y'all got, that increases your joy. But that's
Yep.
just not enough. So that sounds like
Yep.
we need to put you on the same side of the street, on the dark side, with Angie and Aisha. And they got plenty of room over there. Plenty of room.
I'm
And
just
they
saying
take
when-
the application.
I'm just saying maybe when she's
That
saying
girls
this is
club
too
over
much
here.
is around the time that y'all probably about to retire. So she's still right. She's about to take y'all into a new emotion of peace, something else to add to the family. Now it's back to y'all two loving each other. And now the kids are out the house. Like our emotions help guide the relationship as well. And when y'all feed them, look what he said. If he loves that woman and he engages and then he get married, he like, dang, I'm married. She should be good now. Now I want kids. Oh, dang, let me give her these kids. But when you get those kids, when you get that house, when the kids are out and she say, I'm tired, and we kick them out with our foot and make sure they good to go, it can lead to some good stuff.
Hey, which brings us to man's weakness, the desire to please women.
Going right back to the Garden of Eden.
Why that has
Garden
to
of
be
Eden.
Hold on. Let me say this. So when God gave Adam Eve, right? Adam was already programmed. He already had it set up in his mind that everything in this garden is perfect. So even though God told him, hey, don't eat of this tree, Eve walked up to him and was like, hey, this shit fire. If you eat this,
But
you
we
go
also have to remember
that big ass crib, that house, that car, all that stuff that I was just talking about. You gonna get all this if you eat this. And look where we are now. I think the meaning, the purpose of the Garden of Eden is telling us that we already have everything that we need. The house, the car, the kids, all of that stuff is going to come. But when you chase it, that's the problem. As they say, money is a wonderful tool. Money is a powerful tool, but a terrible master. Money is a powerful slave, but a terrible master. So when you chase after something that is supposed to just instinctively and naturally come to you, then that's when you are now misaligned for what it is that you're supposed to be doing, what your purpose is. Your purpose is already in you. So for you to have to go and seek it, that now becomes a problem, because now you're looking for something that's outside of you, much rather than paying attention to what is actually instilled into you. So I think that we just simply complicate things. And in this instance, in most cases, women, they look for more. They want more. One of the things with my old lady, when we first got together, and I'll explain stuff to her, she would always want me to go deeper. Go deeper. Tell me more. It's like, ain't no more. That's all it is. But for women,
what?
Yeah,
for women,
Viz, you might need to get that Chad Johnson surgery then.
That's it. That's all it is.
That's it. That's all I got.
All right, but let's go ahead and let Angie and Aisha go ahead and close us off with this. I know they was trying to get in and speak their piece. Go ahead, Miss Angie.
Why are y'all talking about Adam and Eve? Adam and Eve came from the man, so they are one. So it's not, if one is accountable, both are accountable. You can't say that it was the woman's fault when the woman came from the man's rib and was made of simply that, and they were one of one flesh.
Here go
So
that manipulation.
Period. No, I want Angie.
no, it's not
Angie,
manipulation, baby. It's facts.
it's the truth.
It's just, it is what it is.
And I want to piggyback off of that, because what I would like to say, because I've always felt this way, is the man had the responsibility. Adam was there first. Adam received the order from God on what not to do.
God never talked to Eve.
Eve went over there, and the serpent, the snake, whatever y'all want to call them, lured her into this because women are weak. But it was up to Adam to go to her and be like, you shouldn't have done that. And it was up to Adam to stand on business for God, because Adam was supposed to represent.
She wasn't by Adam, was she? Because she was pursuing happiness.
She took the apple to Adam. Now, I do agree with Aisha on this. If we really gonna talk about the book of Genesis, God gave Adam the rules. He was the one that had the direct connection and relationship with God. Eve was like a child. Literally, she was just born. She was getting introduced to everything around her. And Adam was supposed to be the one that was guiding and teaching her what she should and shouldn't do, what was good and what wasn't. That tree was off limits. Like a child, she was enticed by something she wasn't supposed to touch. She wasn't supposed to go near. So she most likely would have fallen into that. Also, we have to take into account that God never spoke directly to Eve, ever. He spoke directly to Adam. Even when he spoke to them after Adam ate the apple, he was talking to Adam. He talked to him.
With that argument?
So wait, let me finish. So with that whole situation, it was Adam's responsibility. If we're just talking about who was responsible at that moment, it was his responsibility to not eat the apple, to let her know that she made a mistake, she did something wrong, and then to instantly tell God, even though God knew what was going on, what was happening, instead of him partaking in it.
With that argument though, right? God also didn't tell Adam what coochie was like. He didn't tell him what that influence over his life was going to be like and what that experience was going to be. He did not prepare him for that at all. No, because listen, hold on. Hear me out. When he made Adam and he sat him down in the garden and he gave him the game, it wasn't no coochie had it been invented yet. So everything that he told him about the garden, sure, it was accurate, but then you created something new and gave him no instruction manual for it. And now this thing done put the influence over him. He didn't know it had the power to bewitch him in that way. And now she bringing him fruit. He messing his whole train of thought all messed up. So if we gonna say that Eve wasn't accountable because God didn't speak to her directly about the fruit or whatever the case is, then we can say we can't hold Adam accountable for Eve because God didn't give him no direct game on how to handle her.
Adam, when God put Adam in the garden, he didn't tell him how to deal with the dirt. He didn't tell him how to go around and name the animals.
Yeah, he did. He made him name everything.
No, he told him
you made him name everything.
Whatever you name it will be it. He didn't give him a rubric on how he needed to name them. He didn't say this is the flowers that you need to do this with. Adam did all of that on his own. So we're not
Adam ain't
going to say
named the
he
woman.
was responsible at one point, and then once he received something that was specifically for him, just like that land, just like those animals, just like those trees, that now he's confused and not able to move forward. Just like
but the woman is the only thing he received that he didn't name.
The leader in the community, he was the leader of that relationship, and that should have been a moment where he decided to put her in her place and tell her, no, I'm not going to eat that apple. You shouldn't have eaten the apple. I don't know what God's going to do with you, but he's
that's not fair though, because that's not fair though, because the Bible doesn't say that. Like all of that stuff is stuff that you're inferring, but the Bible doesn't actually say, hey, it was Adam's job.
The Bible doesn't say.
Hold on, let me finish. Hold on.
Yes, it does. The Bible says that.
No, hold on. Can I finish?
Hold on, y'all. Let's make sure we let each other finish.
Yes. God made first off, when Eve was made, Adam was asleep. That's number one. The nigga was knocked out. He was asleep. God put a deep sleep on him, and then he took a rib out the motherfucker, and then he woke up and said, hey, this is Eve, nigga. This is her. And Adam looked at her and was like, oh, okay, I guess she flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood. That's it. He didn't give him no instruction manual and say he didn't name her and get to figure her out and understand what her nature was. He just said, hey, this is yours, nigga. Be happy. And that's it. And she ran off in the woods doing her own thing, talking to animals. She decides she want to talk to snakes for whatever reason, because I guess she was looking for happiness. Why she wasn't with Adam when Adam was her teacher, I don't know. But the Bible, right? So we always talk about this leader follow thing, like it was Adam's job to lead. Why did she leave under his leadership to go talk to snakes?
Why
Can't
do
nobody
kids
explain
run
that
away
part.
from their parents? Why do
I don't
kids
know.
run off when
Because
they're
they
supposed to be with
unruly.
their parents?
Because they unruly.
Right, because they're new to their environment.
All right, so you
That's what
trying to
I'm
blame
saying.
Hold on. So
just
you
like a
trying to blame?
parent,
Hold on. Hear me out.
just like
So
a
you trying to
child.
blame Adam because he wanted to take a little nap because he had a hard day, and his woman decided to run off in the jungle and talk to snakes. And now you saying, "Oh, see, Adam wasn't being no
He didn't
real
take a
man,"
nap, though.
because no,
We
she
don't
ran
know
off
what
and
he was
talked to
doing.
snakes,
I
and then
didn't
she
say he
ate the
wasn't
fruit.
being a real man. I said it was his responsibility. Just like that child, for example, the child that fell into the
Well, God
gorilla,
ain't kick just him
the
out.
gorilla encampment, and his parents were right there. Did they say, "Oh no, the child should have known better"? No. Where were the parents? The parents should have had their eyes on that child. Eve was
Listen,
like a
what did Adam?
child
What did
in
listen?
the
Even
garden.
Adam said it,
He
right?
was new.
Even Adam said it, right? He said, "Look, God, shorty you gave me, she gave me the fruit. She put a little razzle dazzle on it. I ain't know what to do. I ate the fruit."
So-
That's what he said.
accountability
Basically.
over himself, though.
Technically, and I just pulled it up.
You know what I'm saying?
Technically, when Eve gave Adam the apple or the fruit, Scripture doesn't tell us that she told him that it was from the tree.
Right.
So when Adam said, "The woman whom thou gavest to be with me, she gave me of the tree, and I did eat." See, he probably didn't know until he realized that, oh man, we naked.
We can't infer those things. We can't just assume that.
Nah, but she told him it was good though. She said, "Look, I ate it and I didn't die. You see, I ate it. I didn't die, bro. It's good." So he said, "Dang, she ain't died."
So,
She ain't
why
died.
would
Maybe.
she say that?
So,
Why
so
would she
again,
say
that goes back to my original statement. When Adam was in the garden, he knew that everything was good, everything was great. I can't do nothing wrong. Nothing here is going to harm me as long as I stay away from this tree. And then
he knew what tree they came from. That's why he said, "This did not harm me." The
Right.
bottom line
no, Adam didn't say that.
That's why
Eve
Eve
said
said that. But she said it as an argument to convince him to eat it.
Ah, so she convinced
If
him.
Adam knew, but listen though,
She used that B power. She used that seduction
but
y'all
like
so good
Bia
at.
said, Clout,
Break a man
Adam
down.
knew that nothing else in the garden would harm him other than that tree. So she had no reason
He
to
ain't
say,
think the
"Look,
woman
I
will
ate
harm
it,"
him. The tree
it
and the
didn't,
woman.
Hold on, y'all. One mic so
No,
they can
other
hear.
than the tree and the woman.
Can I say something real quick?
Please.
I agree with the story because when I was looking at the Bible, like I had to go pull out my Bible, y'all, because I gotta go look. But I think that is an important lesson to learn. And I don't think all women are like that. And that's why when y'all say all women are like that, it's like, yes, we do have that gift to want more, to make our families better. But that's why you got to be careful what type of woman you marry. What are her wants? What are her desires? I do feel like women do use their bodies to get men in trouble. You hear it in the hood all the time how women would set niggas up by seducing them, by getting them to do things that they don't want to do, because our power and our emotion, like that's your rib. You know what I'm saying? We hold that emotion for y'all, but all of us women don't have bad intentions. A lot of us, when we're wanting more, we see the vision of the family. We see how good of a dad you could be. We see how good of a house that you could have. So when y'all make it seem like all of our intentions the same, just like with a man leading, sometimes a man has to get stern. He has to get aggressive in order for you to understand that he's serious. But that don't mean he's an abuser. That don't mean he's verbally abusing you. That don't mean he's trying to attack you. He's just doing his God-given nature to get the job done. But don't put all that other goofy stuff on us. Like, all women are not out there for that. But I do think that's that Bible verse is definitely leaning towards, y'all got to be careful who y'all love out here, fellas. Who y'all letting out in y'all bedrooms.
Yeah. Y'all got it in y'all bloodline. Eve's your grandmother. Y'all goddamn bloodline. Y'all, hey, so if as Ty said, she's a child, so that means every lady up here is a child. Why? Because it's in your bloodline. That's what you said, right, Ty?
No, Eve didn't have a
No, y'all
relationship
have
with
no
God. As you can
responsibility.
see,
Good.
Adam had a relationship with God. Eve didn't.
No,
and that's
Eve
why it's
Eve
important to
definitely
woman.
had a relationship with God.
No,
That was the whole point of him
she
making
got that
mankind.
was that heathen
She
in
had a
her.
relationship with
She got
Adam.
that heathen
She had
in
a
her. That's all it
relationship
is.
with Adam. Adam had a direct relationship
She's
with
a
God.
heathen.
She did not.
Oh.
She's a heathen.
God made her a heathen.
She was a
God made her a heathen. So that means
just
instead of y'all
born.
complaining about us heathens, found a way to love and guide us heathens. We're in God's liking.
Hey, look there, man. Look, there's a good side to everybody and there's a bad side. He took that rib from the bad side of Adam, and that's all right. It's okay. It's okay.
What's going on, Amira? We're about to ready to transition, but we did. So you did it
No,
again.
thank you with this conversation. No,
that was a good one, Hank.
Yeah.
It was Hank making that heathen statement. What's going on, Amir?
Hey, hi guys.
Yeah, we just about to,
Bible conversation.
yeah, we're about to transition, but it was just a clip, but it was just referencing the Adam and Eve and how women wanted more, and so that's the reason why she went and got the apple. So that's the conversation. I don't know if you want to add anything before we transition.
No, it's okay. I'm here for Bible study.
Okay. Well, we're about to transition, so I didn't know if you want to add on anything before we did. Okay. Hit the like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel, man. We got a few people in here. If you haven't already, hit that like button. That's all that we are asking for. That'll help get the stream out there. JR, please read the part of the conversation between the snake and Eve. She was aware to not eat the apple. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. She knew not to eat the apple. She wanted more though.
Via Adam.
So something else to take away from this, like whenever you are living your life by the biblical principles, that you will have the enemy that try to separate you. So that was something else to kind of take away from it as well. So whenever you are feeling selfish or you feel like creating that divide, just understand what the enemy is doing and working to make that happen, to satisfy his needs and to try to recruit you on the other side. And one of the things I think I heard from the interview that we played on King Talk yesterday was like you brought up the fact of how come people who don't believe in God, how come they have happy marriages? And then his response was that the devil had already recruited them, so he don't have to try to intervene in their lives because he already know that he got them. So he gonna just focus on the people that are trying to get closer and trying to see if he can recruit them. So that was his explanation. But all this information that we just been spewing today, just have an open mind. We ain't have to say right or wrong right now, but just have an open mind, ready to replay these conversations in your head once you sign off and seeing if it makes sense to you. And if it makes sense to you, then adopt what you need from it. That's all. We ain't got to get too personal and get up in the uproar. All this is just information. Yeah. If you're open to receiving information, then that's how we gonna learn. But if you being stubborn, you don't want to hear nothing, you got it all figured out, then help fill us in, because I don't have it all figured out. I don't think I will ever have it all figured out. So I'm gonna listen to y'all, and if it makes sense, then hey, I'm gonna give y'all your flowers. But if it sounds dumb as hell, then I'm gonna say it's dumb unless you're able to articulate yourself. A lot of times people don't know how to articulate themselves.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. You know, sometimes I have a hard time. Sometimes I got to go to somebody else and be like, look, this is what I told them. They still ain't getting it. But then that person able to get it. But I'm about to move on, Viz. I know you're going to go into a whole monologue if I let you go.
Angie, he's talking to you.
Yeah, no, I ain't going to go into no monologue. I was just going to say, just when reading scripture, when reading the Bible, the Quran, whatever, it's always best to look at it from an unbiased perspective, to just go into it with an open mind, because then that's when you're able to interpret it differently. And then you can get amongst other people, the church, and share your interpretations and build off of that. I think that was the intention behind the Bible.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and move on again. Hit that like button. I think the likes are low last time I looked. So if you haven't hit that like button, that's all that I'm asking for. With that being said, we're gonna go ahead and move on. We're gonna talk about Jurnee Smollett. I think you did send me something about this, right, Aisha? Jurnee Smollett. So I had to figure out who she was because when I saw the Smollett, I'm like, damn, is this one of his wives? But she her own self. So Jurnee Diana Smollett is an American actress who started her career as a child on TV sitcom like Full House and On Our Own. She gained recognition for her role in the independent film Eve's Bayou, which won her a Critics' Choice Movie Award. Smollett has several upcoming projects, including Spiderhead, a sci-fi thriller base, and so forth. So she got married, and I think that she got divorced. Did she get divorced, or she going through divorce?
I think she already got the divorce.
Yeah, she's divorced.
Okay, so she's divorced, and
Already paying the spousal support.
okay, so her husband, her ex-husband, is where we are right now, and he is asking for some money. Jurnee Smollett's ex-husband wants half her childhood acting coins, despite her paying him nearly $1 million since their divorce and $7,000 monthly child support. She had this money since she was 3 years old. I'm gonna play this video from this TikTok personality, and then we're gonna go ahead and get into it and see what it's looking like, man.
You've been working in the entertainment industry since you were a fucking child, all the way up to an adult. You finally fall in love, you get married, you have a baby. That relationship don't work out anymore. It's over. Okay. The man you marry, he gets child support already. $7,000 worth of child support for you. And then you give him $1 million during the divorce. $1 million. But that man ain't satisfied. He's still not satisfied. So he goes back to the court and he tells the court, I want her residuals. I want her money from when she was a childhood star. You got to be motherfucking kidding me. If you think I'm gonna give you some shit that I worked for as a child before I even met you, I wouldn't even. You got me fucked up. Yes, Jurnee Smollett's ex-husband wants her royalties from when she was a child. He wants shit that he was not even a part of. He didn't even exist. She wasn't able to even get married at that point. And now you asking a judge to give you her royalties? You want half of her royalties? What the fuck be wrong with y'all? Why y'all want shit that y'all ain't had no part of? That don't make no damn sense. And this is not no business y'all started. This girl literally been working since the fucking Cosby Show, okay? The Cosby Show, Full House, Sesame Street, Eve's Bayou. The girl been putting in her work, okay? Roll bounce. You think she finna give you them fucking royalties? Jurnee, I hope you slap the shit out of him. That's what you do. Give him that royalty.
The nerve of him trying to take all her money. Let's go ahead and talk about it. I'm going to pass it to you, Aisha, and then I'm going to go to Mira. What are your thoughts about that?
I just think it's ridiculous. I think it's the same way when women try to go after these men's money and they just been married for a year, they had a baby. I mean, she gave you a cool meal, okay? You didn't go on one set. You ain't did anything besides, I Googled them. You have done nothing. You did nothing but besides be her husband and you were a stay-at-home dad. Period. That's all you did. I need you to get up and go get a job now. It's time. You done blew through that $1 million. You should have invested. I heard crypto's doing pretty well. It's ridiculous. I'm hoping that the judge just throws it out, because if I was a judge, I would laugh and throw it out and tell him to get a job. Like, get a job. The same thing for these baby mamas that weaponize their wombs and get pregnant. Go get a job. Just go get a job. That's all you can do. You ain't ran down no field, dribbled down the court. Like, you have done none of these things. Like, you do not get an award for having a baby. Like, you just don't. You get the baby and that's it. So now you have to get a job. And I feel the same way about him. Like, I don't even know how he got $1 million. You know what I'm confused. $1 million and $7,000 a month. I think you straight, player. I don't know any kid that needs $7,000 a month. I just can't think of any. Period.
Go ahead, Amir.
The thing is, we see many times this happen to men, but I want to explain something regarding the court system. The court system, the aim during a divorce is to return both parties back to the way they were at the time of marriage, if that makes any sense. If the marriage was short. If the marriage was long, what they aim to do is not make it so much of a shock when divorce happens. This is why you see that insane amount of number, Aisha, where they give $1 million to the wife for spousal support or child support. It's not really to take care of the child. It's about the lifestyle that the family was living in before separation. They don't want a family or a woman or a child to go from living in, let's say, Beverly Hills, whatever popular rich neighborhood, the Hiltons or whatever. You go from that to living in, I don't know, motels, in the middle of a bad neighborhood. It's a very big shock. So courts aim for lifestyle to be similar from when they were married. Am I making sense? Do you guys understand what I'm saying, right? Okay. So if the marriage was short, we aim to restore them to how they were at the time of marriage. If the marriage was long, the goal is to maintain or slowly go down from the lifestyle. Don't just throw a person on the street. As for her situation, she gave the gentleman $1 million. I don't know how long they were married. I think that the time of marriage, does anybody know how long they were married? No? That would be a determining factor as to why he would be asking for that. But although, even if it is a term of marriage, he's not entitled to certain monies if it's not community assets. Community assets, as you guys know, is monies that the pair makes during the time of marriage. So I mean, it's a weird situation. She might be exaggerating for all we know. We're just taking her word. Sorry, JR.
It was 10 years. I was having a 10.
Oh, okay. So 10 years. So that's considered a long marriage. Anything past 5 years in the court system is considered a long marriage. So that means that, yes, the lifestyle change would be a factor. So if that's the case, then yes, the courts could possibly tell her to send that ridiculous amount of money to him because of the lifestyle change. So it's unfortunate. And if that money is coming from her baby monies from when she was a baby, that's sad. But if that's all she has, well, courts don't really care. Welcome to men. It happens to men all the time. Sorry, go ahead.
It says they married in 2010, but they separated in 2016 when she got pregnant. So it took them like 6 years to divorce because they separated in 2016, but they didn't get a divorce till 2021.
Oh, wow. See, now that's something else.
Yeah,
that's something else. So I wonder what's going on there. That a long separation time, but then they also have a child involved. There has to be many other factors involved in this. So but anyway, it happens to men all the time.
So. From the money. Like, let's just be separated. I think she was like, let's just be separated just to try and keep him from the money. Some people do that. Like, they will literally stay married and be separated forever if it has something to do with finances. Like, I don't want him. I think Wendy Williams tried to do that. Like, and as soon as she left her husband, she went crazy. Like, that man got all of her money.
But that can end up hurting you because now you're dragging out the amount of time that you're still married, technically, right? So if you ever do try to get a divorce, instead of the 5 years, like Amira was saying, now it's 10 that you've been married. So he's been accustomed to this lifestyle for 10 years. Now, I do think it's absolutely ridiculous that he feels that he can get any of her money from when she was young. But I do agree with Amira when stating because of how the legal system is set up, right? And he was already accustomed to a lifestyle. She allowed him to be a stay-at-home father. It's just like when women don't work, they're a stay-at-home mother. They get accustomed to a lifestyle, and then these men have to pay out millions and millions of dollars to uphold a household that they don't even live in, right? She might end up having to go through that exact same thing because of this lifestyle that she let this man grow accustomed to. and now she didn't want them. It would have been cheaper to keep them. You know, she should have put them in the outhouse like Oprah did with Stephen. I don't know. He would have had to stay with me, baby. Go ahead to the back. That's crazy.
Oh, that's why Oprah never married Stedman. She don't want to give up
exactly. Hello, exactly. And there might be other stuff going on now over there. We don't know what's going on with them, but you know.
Yeah, it has to be more to it.
Oprah's a bulldog. That's why she never got married to Stedman. Don't y'all need to stop.
That's the real reason.
Oprah could easily get a prenup. Like that's not
y'all
even.
Know Stedman might be a little too.
So what is Stedman there for in the house back there? That she
Stedman her butler, man. Stop playing, man.
Right.
The cup.
We know who she
a
with.
cup.
Because I
She
thought
was
her
Gail King.
real bestie.
Stedman is
Gail
her
King.
personal assistant, man. She with Gail, man. We know that. Come on now.
Yeah, Stedman's like Kato.
You feel me? He like Mr. Bentley. Y'all remember Mr. Bentley with the umbrella for Diddy? That's what Stedman is for.
I'm like Bentley, whatever. What was his name?
He's Farnsworth. Yep.
Farnsworth.
See, look at it. It even sounds the same. Farnsworth, Stedman. It got the same kind of ring to it. You know what I mean? Like it sounds like a service. Kind of, you know.
No, but to go off what we learned about this story, man. Look, it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. It ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. So now the shoe's on the other foot. Now y'all ladies say, no, that ain't right. He shouldn't do that. Look, the worst. Look, it can't hurt to ask. It can't work to put the paperwork in required. The worst they could do is tell him no, and he just have to go another route. That's all he got to do. If he don't get none of the child money, fine. That's not gonna hurt him anyway. Look, he's gonna continue to get that child support. I'm sure he's probably gonna get some type of alimony. So he's gonna get all of that. So he's just gonna try to see how much he can get. That's all he's trying to do. He's doing the same thing like I think Aisha said, a lot of ladies been doing it, and Amara said a lot of the ladies been doing that. So this is nothing new. So if he get it, so be it. If he don't get it, that's fine too.
I don't condone it, right? But what you gotta. This is what hold on. I don't condone it, but this is what I think happened, man. I think she probably withheld. Like this is the thing. She got that money when she was young, right? But it didn't pay out to her probably when she was young. It was probably in some type of escrow or in some type of investment account, getting some type of dividend on top of it. You know what I'm saying? And she probably wasn't even getting disbursements of it, or maybe she was. But if she's getting disbursements of it now, then that means it's new income. You get what I'm saying? So that's probably why he's on it like that. Like, okay, like, yeah, you accumulated it back then, but it's getting paid to you now. And we was married, so I'm entitled to whatever we get after the marriage. And I think that if it was a man that, like, let's say a man had bought a house before he married you, but then y'all got married and he sold the house while he was with you and made a couple million off selling the house while he's with you, you gonna probably not feel that empathy no more. You gonna be like, nah, I need my piece of that little 3 million. You just like, nah, I need that. So that's the way he's looking at it. Like, listen, you're now getting disbursements of old money, and now that's new money, and I need my cut because I was married to you and I was the house husband and I was holding it down. And I don't condone it, but you know, at the same time, there's a little part of me on the inside, like, you know, a little part of pettiness that's just like, yeah, one for the homies, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man. You did that, gang.
Clout,
Do that. Get that bread, gang.
Clout. I felt the same way when OJ got off from killing them white folks. That's how I feel about this situation. Hey, man, do what
OJ
you gotta
do it,
do.
Man. His son did. OJ's son did that, but we got to talk about that. That's another conversation.
Okay.
I think his son helped him. I think he was in on it.
I think Jason did it. It was Jason. That boy was crazy, man. That boy was crazy. He traveled with knives.
Yeah.
He's seen him picture with the same hat. The gloves fit him. It was him, man. What? Anyway, we're gonna go a whole other conversation with that one.
We got off another conversation.
Okay, so Joshua
R.I.P. to
Bell.
OJ.
Joshua Bell is his name, and he's worth $15 million. So why is he taking her to court?
You think
how
rich people won't stop making money too? You think rich people won't stop making money? Hey, the rich won't keep getting richer.
He's a Grammy. It says he's a Grammy awarded talented musician and executive producer.
I knew he had to be something. Like, she didn't meet him at the grocery store and just.
So what? Listen, so what?
That's bullshit.
So what?
You talking
So
about
what?
what?
We
He got an
married, split it
extra
down the
million.
middle.
He gets
It's ours
$7,000
now.
a month. He getting $7,000 a month in child support. Come on now. We're not gonna sit here and be like, oh my God, it's so crazy when a woman do it, and then because it's a man now, we like, you know what? At least we get one. No, it's both wrong. Both are wrong. That is absolutely
I said
ridiculous.
I don't condone it, but
He's just being greedy. Like, come on, bro. Come on.
Maybe
now,
she was a
are
real,
y'all
maybe
saying
she
that?
was real
Are y'all
terrible
saying
to him, you know?
hey, when your aunt was getting that child support money, Ty, was you calling her greedy too?
When who?
Your
When
auntie, Aunt Maloney.
My auntie don't even have
June.
What are you talking about?
What Gladys.
You know your
I
aunt
don't
was
even
getting that
believe
money,
in child
man.
support.
You know how she
For
do.
one, I don't believe in child support. That's always been my stance. I don't understand it.
Right?
The only
Fucking
time I
kids,
feel
you feel
like
me?
child support should be implemented is when you literally have a deadbeat. If the man does absolutely nothing for the child. Other than that, I don't see a purpose in putting a man under the state system in order for him to take care of his child, especially if he's already active and already being around. It doesn't make sense to me. So I'm not even the person to come to with the whole child support.
So does your friend circle take that same mindset? Or they out back, girl, I got my child support
that
check.
have anybody on child support.
Yeah.
Now next.
Well, you're a rare situation because most of these heifers, they putting them dudes on child. I know Angie putting a man on child support if she had a baby. I know
that's where you messed up.
She gonna
Don't
run
do
him
that to
in.
Angie. Get off Angie back.
She gonna run him in.
Again, that's where you messed up because I'm not a heifer and neither are my friends. So
She gonna run him
you
in.
wouldn't fall into that.
You need to relax.
Ain't that right, Angie?
You need to relax.
Ain't that right, Angie?
All right, go ahead, Angie. I know you haven't spoke on this.
What I want to know is to all the guys on the panel. Would y'all take the mother of your children ex-wife to court like that, like he did, from what you know? Would y'all do that? Would y'all make that choice, or would you just go your separate way and make it happen?
Oh, there's a lot of factors
I got paid child support. My ex had to pay me child support.
Run that bag.
Because they're my kids.
Especially if she was terrible to me. Oh yeah, run that bag, baby. Run that bag.
Now,
paying
he
for all
know
those,
you want to sit here and talk
And
all that
who
stuff.
initiated
all
the
them
divorce?
dinners, all everything. I need that back.
Who initiated the divorce?
When she had me on child support, she sent my daughter. My daughter came to live with me. So for 6 years, I was getting child support.
Mm-hmm.
So what?
Okay, because she had you on it.
Yes,
So
she had me on it
it
first.
Okay.
But once I got custody of it, then we went to court and we settled on an amount, and she paid me child support. Now, come on, you know, y'all women the one always initiate it.
It ain't
It ain't the men that initiate.
It's not a y'all.
Nah, come on now.
Who started the divorce, or who initiated the divorce between them?
Let's see.
Yeah, someone. I think it was her.
Yeah, if it was her, yeah, I need my coins.
And who's the primary parent? Who's the primary parent? You know,
I believe that
he's a terrible person, y'all. You talking about?
I believe he has to be, for him to be awarded child support. He has to be like the custodial parent, or the, you know what I mean? Like
he probably is because she's
an
active worker.
Always moving.
No, he probably getting that support because she a deadbeat, Ty. She a deadbeat. That's why.
Yeah, maybe
what you
she
said,
not
Ty?
around.
No, I'll tell you what you said.
I mean, you see what she did to her dad in Eve's Bayou. I mean, can you really trust her? She put voodoo on that man.
Cut it out, Clout. Don't do that. I used to love that movie. Eve's Bayou was a good
I'm just
movie.
saying, I ain't trusted her since then. I don't trust her now.
Her daddy. It was Megan Good that did
We need to get
Thank you
Di
very much.
on
You
this.
feel me? She was nosy then, all up in the garage when she had no business in the garage, cramping dad style. You feel me? She was trouble then, she's trouble now.
Di and Viz have it
on. Her whole family. I think all like famous and are like the entire family though.
Yeah, I was gonna say, ain't her brother that the dude was on
Empire.
Jurnee Smollett.
Oh, he's a con artist. She's got that con artist in her blood, man.
Yeah, you
definitely
con artist,
man.
For that family. You can't trust them
Oh,
off from that
hell
family at
no.
all. He screwed it up
yeah.
forever
Brother
for their
Juicy.
bloodline.
Oh, yeah, they got trash bloodline. I wouldn't trust anything they say.
I need all my coins, all our coins.
You know something we don't
Hey,
know
man,
because
baby daddy, get your money, man. Get your money, man. The hell with her crooked ass.
All right, has everybody spoken on this already?
I feel like
Dying.
how much is she worth? Like, is she must be worth a lot of money.
less than him. She's only worth $7 million. He's worth 15.
I'm okay. So
So now y'all gonna base it on that?
I'm guessing
basing
if
it on
you look
that?
at the details.
Damn.
Obviously, that man is mad about something. That's a personal move.
I was just gonna say she must have did.
She did something last week, and he is.
I'm
I was
saying
just
this.
gonna say, like, usually in those situations, she probably did something wrong. And even if the courts awarded him $1 million too, and then plus the 7,000, I do feel like she obviously did something wrong. I do see these situations more with women, and I feel like when it comes down to it, maybe he want more, because I know what a lot of women say, and I'm gonna just use the excuses that women say. Well, I gave up my life for you. I had to stay home with the kids. The money that I could have made, I can't make no more, especially with me being this Grammy award winning, all the money and time he has to put into that. I'm just saying, like, I'm playing devil's advocate right now, whatever. But I do feel like, and then he's the sole provider for the kids. Like, he has all the kids. So I've always felt like I'm not gonna sit here and act like I don't believe in equal opportunity. I do, but I think it's greedy for him.
Right.
Yeah, period. I mean, equal. I mean, I feel like treating people equally. Wait. But I do feel like it's wrong for him to get I think it's wrong for him to go after her royalties. And I feel like if she want to be petty, like, what I would do is, if he want to be that petty, you only getting this $7,000, like most men do to women. You only getting this $7,000 versus what I probably would have helped you spend on them every month, and don't come back asking me for nothing. And then, since that ended up being the situation, now he want to go after her royalties. He wrong, and he got more. He's worth more than her. So I feel like that's just bitter and spiteful. And when it goes that far, nah, I don't agree with it. But I'm not going to sit here and say I disagree with the fact that she has to pay child support, because at the end of the day, if he has full custody, I feel like whoever has full custody should get child support. If y'all can't come to a mutual understanding about what type of support I'm going to get with having these kids, that's when the courts have to get involved. My friend, they don't have these issues with a child's father. Whatever I need, he pays. So they don't have this. But when you have this type of situation, obviously they couldn't sit down as adults and come to some type of mutual agreement.
Does anybody know how many kids they have?
Hold tight, y'all. Hold tight. AP with the $50 said, I'm struggling listening to the men talking like this. Gentlemen, you already know if you get the kids, unless the state intervenes, you are enjoying your peace. You would rather not deal with her ex-husband, and simply being petty. We also had Chris Reed, $10 says, the best wife I think we ever had was Hillary Clinton. She's standing by her man after all those allegations and then not ask for a divorce. Women need to learn from her. Thank you guys and for contributing to the platform. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, but them women wear pantsuits.
Hold on. To AP's point, hold on. So,
hey, boy, shout out to Hillary Clinton.
Shout out to AP for the plug too. But I'm torn by that, because if she filed for divorce, how was that not being petty? Like, I mean, at the minimum, if I got the kids and you filed for divorce, why wouldn't I want to get cashed out? Like, that don't have nothing to do. That don't have nothing to deal with having to deal with her. That was the whole point of him getting the courts involved.
Yes,
so I don't have to deal. I don't have to deal with you directly, because it's a court order. Because it's a court order.
Every time them reruns of Full House come on, I want my bag.
No, he got paid out.
Stop
he got
playing
$1
with me.
million up front, and then he gets $7,000 a month. Hopefully, this
Yeah,
is
after taxes, that's like 500 grand, 7,000 a month ain't shit.
Nobody care. He worth $15 million to her 7. He trying to rub her for all she got. No.
She divorced him.
You divorced me. I
What
get
you
half.
mean?
It's my half of that 7.
He could have been abusive.
It's the same
He
thing.
could have been neglectful. He could have
What
been
if she
many
was
different
abusive?
things.
What if she was
She
abusive?
could have been, but he
Right,
didn't
so
file
he
for
can't
divorce.
get cast out
So
for it.
she
Where's
couldn't
his
have been that
compensation
bad.
for it?
All right, y'all. Let's not talk over each other. Let's make sure we finish.
He didn't file for divorce. She did. So we're gonna assume that she was unhappy. Something was going wrong in the relationship. She paid her dues. Okay, you want to be mad? I'm gonna give you $1 million, $7,000 a month or a week or whatever. You keep the kids because you want them and you so great with them. Live your life. Don't come back later and ask.
Hold on.
$7,000 after taxes ain't really nothing though.
Hold on,
Like,
y'all.
what we talking about here, man? Like,
Hold on, y'all. We're gonna go to Aisha.
that's not even $100K.
They said they got divorced around the same time her brother was going through his scandal.
Her brother?
Her brother. That's when the divorce. It literally said.
I mean, it sounds like
apple
it's
from the same tree,
and
then it was her. She did it.
This sounds like this is all falling back on her. And this goes back to the first conversation, right? She probably wanted more, and now she getting no more. You want more? It come at a cost.
No, that's not what it was. What it was he's trying to bully her through this stuff. He probably did something. She wanted a divorce, and he didn't want her to go nowhere. So he like, oh, since you making this move, I'm gonna show you. That's what this really is about.
I want to add something to you guys. Net worth is kind of a tricky thing. A person can be worth millions but not have any money because that money could be tucked away in stocks and properties and assets. So when we say, oh, he has more money than her, he's worth this much, it doesn't mean that he's richer than her.
Yeah, he probably has his money tied up in
he can have a trust fund that he can't access.
Yeah.
She if she's been in the industry since a child, she definitely got money put up somewhere. So like come on, man. We can't be ignorant to the game. She been in the game for a long time. I'm pretty sure she got some money put up somewhere.
Money. She been getting that money since she was
no, it's not her money, Ty. When we get married, no, Ty, no. When we get married, it's our money. It's our money.
Not the money I made when I was 3.
It depends on when you got the
wasn't helping me through the lines. Just like for these basketball players, she wasn't in the gym shooting with them. She shouldn't get it either. It's not their money. If I had a substantial amount before you came in the picture, which honestly she should have got a prenup. If I have a substantial amount before you even get in the picture, that's not your money. Anything we accrue to get together, you can get some of that.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, right?
It's one pot here. It's one pot over here, Ty.
Let's say I got an annuity, right? Right. Hold on, Ty. Let me ask this, right? Let's say I got an annuity, and the annuity is worth like $20 million, right? Okay. But the annuity don't start paying me out until the day after I get married, right? But all the money that was put into the annuity, I got it before I met you, right? Okay. But it starts paying me out while I'm married. And we get divorced. Okay. You not going to want your cut of those annuity payments?
No, because it's not my money. It's not my money. It was yours before I even came in the picture. I was there for one day and you start getting paid out on it. What I'm going to want is everything we built together. Everything we put together when we were together. If I'm leaving a relationship, that's what's fair. I don't think people should go after other people's money. That's what everybody's so damn selfish. Just going after stuff that don't belong to you. It's not yours. Then you put no effort in for this. How are you fighting so hard for something that's not yours? Because you mad. Get out your feelings and move on with your life. Like this is ridiculous.
One pot, Ty. Hey, one pot here. That's how we roll.
It could be one pot, and it's gonna be one pot if we locked in and it's nothing forever. But if you automatically already had millions before you met your wife, okay, and she was coming in a regular worker, she make regular money, it's not gonna be one pot. You gonna have some millions off in the Cayman Islands that she can't touch.
No. Yeah, she's entitled to it.
Nope.
She's
No,
entitled
she's
to. No,
entitled
she's
to it.
not. She's not entitled
If,
to the
if
She's
she
millions
is
you
entitled to it
made
still
because I
before
said
her.
receiving
she was.
payments or
She's
residuals from
entitled to it
that
because I
old
said she's
money,
entitled to it.
he
Well,
deserves
and
a
that's
little.
So
beautiful. And you're a
yes,
wonderful person for that. That wonderful
yes, I
person.
am.
But
So it's not only
yes,
the
I
good
am.
stuff that gets shared, it's also the bad stuff. The debt gets
Right.
shared too.
The debt, everything. That's true. Both get shared. But I'm just saying, like, what you had before we got here, it shouldn't have to be something that's talked about after we get divorced. It doesn't make sense to me.
I feel like if I was in a situation, he a good dad, I split it.
Oh, really?
I just really feel like that because I feel like I'm gonna make it back anyway.
I'm with
And
Ty.
Chicken, get it
I
right
put
back.
in the trust
because
fund
I
when
do
I
feel
get
like
married.
what he say. I
Let's
always
go,
said that
guys.
when I get married, that's why I'm careful about who I get married
Chicken,
to,
get it
who I
right
have
back.
kids with, because I always said when I get married, I don't want to be in a marriage where I'm like, oh, I'm scared about this, and I'm scared. Like, I shouldn't be married to you then. You know what I'm saying? So that's why when I think about the marriage that I strive to have, I want it to be. I don't want to be like my money, your money. Like, I don't. That's too. My head hurt. My head hurt. This our money. That's the whole point of getting married. So I don't have to do this. My money, your car, my car. This our car. I'm driving the truck today. I know you came in this marriage with this truck, but this our car now, and you could drive the car. But this is our car, and I do feel like that with the money. But that's why you got to be careful who you got to be careful who you marry. Like, marriage is a
It's
serious
only our
thing.
car when
I
I'm
am
not
really
driving.
big on that. I always say I do not want a baby daddy and a husband. Like, them two lifelong commitments in two different ways that requires too much work. No, just give me my husband that I can trust and love forever, somebody that I know I can die with. God, I pray about this man all the time, whoever he is, because I really don't want to have to worry about like splitting. That's too much. That's too much. Because I would
Hey,
think it would have to do with our relationship when we
you know
split.
what
And
Di
if he's a
wants?
narcissist, then my opinion
Di
might
wants one
change.
of them Hink relationships.
You said who? Wait, what you say, Hank?
Di wants one of them Hink relationships.
Yeah. I understand if we can all find a man like Hink who just want to bring it all together and we all one.
That's right.
And we never separate. I'm down. But if I got millions before I meet this man and we just happen to separate, I'm not giving him half of the millions I had before he even came around. I will put most of that money up for my kids. They can get all of that. Yes.
Don't be selfish.
I'm not being selfish.
Listen,
Everything
let's
we
hope that
created
money don't make you no
together,
money.
you
Because if
can
that
get
money make you
half.
some money,
But hold on, didn't Jay in early? We on put on this earth to serve others. So part of serving is giving that money up.
That's why I gave him
over here, baby.
$1 million. That's why I gave him the million.
I
Serving. That's why I give to charities. Serving.
Get to my pocket like a rocket.
All right, let me get to these super chats right quick. AP again, $10 says, "We aren't women, Viz. He's just being petty. You know it. And yes, you do have to deal with the other person, especially when you're asking for more money from children's support or alimony." AP again with the $5 says, "But I have to admit, like Clout said, a part of me is smiling on the inside. I just want to say, get your money, boo-boo, but men just don't move like that." Chris Reed, $5 says, "It really doesn't matter who's what and what is. When one of y'all die, that person inherited all."
Not if you put it in trust.
AP again. Hey, I get what you're saying. However, I think that if we get married, my mama see us get married, my grandma there, my daddy there. I done spent this time and effort. I've invested all of me into you, and you go and file divorce. Then yes, that man has, in my opinion, that man has every right to be petty. The same as a woman. If a woman is with a man, she goes through the process, he goes, cheat, whatever, create a scenario to bring on the divorce, that woman is entitled to whatever the fuck it is that she wants. So is it petty? Yeah, you could say it's petty, but I think it's more petty to file for divorce with a man that you made a vow before God and your family to live the rest of your days with. So it's one hand wash the other. If you don't want to pay the repercussions of what it is that you're doing, hey, we're gonna have to figure this out, and we're gonna have to work it out and take it from there. So is he petty? Hell yeah. But hey, get your money, bro. That's all I had.
Period.
Let me get to this super chat. Chris Reed, $10 says, and ladies, you can agree with me. Women do it all the time. Women take men to the cleaners all the time. So if a man do it, let him have his cake and ice cream and eat it too.
Listen,
AP again, $5 says, invite them to the
quality.
divorce so they can witness that too. I want to thank everybody that has contributed thus far. Let's go ahead and keep it moving. Let me get to this next clip. Let me know when y'all are ready so I can play this. Make sure y'all actively listening, man. That way I ain't got to replay it. Y'all ready? All right, here we go.
By now, y'all should know I've been abstinent for like 6 years. This month makes 6 years. And so I do plan on breaking it my birthday. But I was talking to my therapist and she was like, you mentioned somebody last week and you act like you didn't want to talk about it. So we're going to talk about it this week, right? And I was like, oh yeah, he ain't shit. Like, I shouldn't be, hunching on him. But here we are. And she was like, you know what? I'm going to give you some bad advice. Make it worth it. Make sure you have a good old time, have a blast, and just make it worth it for you. We could talk about the rest later. AKA do it for the plot. That's all she had to tell me. That's all she had that's all she had to tell me.
Now what foolery did we just watch?
She stayed celibate for 6 years. So that her therapist could tell her to give it to her. Ain't shit, nigga. See, this the bullshit.
You can't make this shit up.
She needs to fire her therapist.
This is the
she
therapist need to go. She need to get all her money back.
All her money.
Bro, this is the thing. See, this is the thing that'd be annoying, guys, right? Because I guarantee you, right, during that whole celibacy time, them 6 years, it's somebody with a good job that got some benefits. A nigga with no kids that was really trying to get that coochie. He really needed that. He was having a hard time and he really needed that. And she was being stingy with it, kept it all to herself. Nah, I can't give up no coochie. I'm celibate. I'm new year, new me, right? And now, I mean, Tyrone came through. She said it herself. She know Tyrone shouldn't get the cookie, but she said she already done planned when she gonna give it to him. She already know on her birthday Tyrone getting the kitty.
On her birthday, and Tyrone not even gonna buy her nothing for her birthday.
But Brian from bookkeeping can't get it.
Why was she celibate for 6 years just to break it randomly? Like, just cause, like, I'ma just
because they want more. Women want more. It's not enough.
Usually if you're celibate for that long, you're doing it for a reason. And the reason is usually marriage, right? Like, it's to end with the goal of getting married or finding your forever partner. So it just doesn't make logical sense.
It just means she ain't find the right toxic nigga to give it to.
Oh my God.
She's looking for the worst one she can find.
To me, for her to wait that long and then just give it up to some guy who she literally said ain't ish. Like, what? That was just a very toxic TikTok. I don't believe her that she's been celibate for 6 years. That just sounds crazy to me.
Why does it sound crazy? Like, you don't think a woman could be celibate for 6 years?
No. I think a woman can be celibate for 6 years, but a woman that's been celibate for 6 years is not just going to give it up to some guy she know ain't nothing. What did I do all that work for? Why was I so committed? Like, what was the end goal? It's usually a goal at the end of all of that.
The real question here is where's the self-value?
Yeah.
Right. If I held on to this beautiful thing of abstinence for 6 years and you just give it away to a nigga that you just, the nigga ain't shit. You just blow it off like it ain't nothing.
Right.
That on its own is mind blowing. It needs to be studied.
I'm gonna tell y'all what happened.
It shows that the counseling.
I'm gonna tell y'all why she was celibate. She probably had a good job, had moved out the hood for a little while, and there wasn't no hood niggas around in her new neighborhood. So she called herself being celibate. You know what I mean? She couldn't find no hood niggas to give it to. I'm celibate right now. Then, you know what I mean? She found her a hood nigga. You know what I mean? So she decided on my birthday, I'm tossing him the cat, and that's all it is. Simple as that.
She dude probably treat her like shit. You know, women get turned on by dudes that play hard. She probably treat her like shit. You know, and it's like, why can't I control him? I'm gonna give him some cooch to see if I can control him now.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I can't believe you guys are just talking so.
Yeah, pin drop.
I just can't believe y'all talking so down on women like that, man. What's wrong with you guys?
They ain't saying nothing because they know it's true though. They like,
they know it's true.
We like that shit.
Like you guys just think women just worthless. Like they have no.
But women do like toxic behaviors though. I mean, like literally all of my relationships that have went bad, they usually go bad after I've done something really nice. And and like usually when things go the way I want in a relationship, it's after I was mad or something. Like after I was angry or yelled at her, or checked her for something, things go my way immediately after that. But anytime I'm like trying to keep it calm and cool and non-toxic, you know what I mean? They don't like that. Listen, this version of Clout, they don't like this version, but this version, toxic Clout, different results.
He just went from Superman to Clark Kent real quick.
There's a difference between immature
they don't like
women.
the clear lenses, but when we get back to black,
it's a shame that you have those. I think it's a difference between immature women who don't know themselves and are still trying to find what makes them happy and what they want in life. Those are usually the women that are going after toxic men, right? They're usually younger. But once you've matured, once you understand what you're looking for, once you know yourself and your own value, that's no longer appeasing to you. That's actually a turnoff, right? Like an extreme red flag. And I'm not saying really that we don't like men who stand their own ground. Of course we do, right? A woman doesn't want a man that's a pushover, but toxicity, like she literally told her counselor, she know he ain't nothing. I know he ain't shit. Then why? It just doesn't make sense. It just shows a lack of maturity to me. It shows a lot of growth that needs to happen in that place.
I've related to a man frame like that before. That's why I was going to be like, I'm playing. I guess I'm devil's advocate today, y'all. One part I do agree with Kat. Let me say where I agree at first. I do agree that after a certain age, after certain experiences, after going through life, it's just, it's not worth your peace. And that's why she said it's kind of weird that she's like willing to give it up so easily. But I guess you could say like in my early 20s, I was celibate for a while, and the guys I was coming across just wasn't worth it, I guess. But I was very horny. Like, I don't know why. And I guess it's not all women. Like all women don't have like a high sex drive or stuff like that. But as far as me, when I was growing and I started to date men, I had a high sex drive. So after 2 years, I'm like, I just really wanted to have sex. And I felt like because my relationships last so long, like when I never had sex until I got in a relationship. So since my relationships wasn't going well, I'm like, I'd rather have sex with somebody that I know what I'm going to get from them versus somebody who's going to pretend to be somebody they're not, I guess, and for an experience. When I tell you the worst decision I've made when it comes to my sex life, that was like one of the worst decisions I could make. So that's why when her therapist willingly told her to do this, instead of cautioning her of the things that can come with it, it's crazy. And I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm perfect. I wasn't perfect. I'm not going to say I was a hoe either, because definitely not that. I've never had anybody call me that. But I have made mistakes in the moments of heat when I did start getting out there dating. And that was one of the mistakes I made. Like, and after that, I cherished my celibacy. But 6 years and to give it away at that age, it's like she just caused herself trouble, because don't let it be super good too. And this is the guy you've been talking to for a while, and you know he don't want a relationship, and you know he ain't shit. She's gonna then convince herself. Now, this is something I've seen my friends do. She's gonna convince herself that oh, he cares about me because he's fucking me, because he's giving me this attention. And when he don't start giving her what she wants, she gonna blame him. So yeah.
Amira is having
Wait,
a
Look, I already knew
she
it
is
was
literally
coming.
like,
Look, I
Allah,
already knew it
please
was
keep
coming
these
from a
demons out of
mirror.
my house
I
right
already
now.
knew it
She
was
is
coming.
praying right now.
Amira is
Nothing
Hey,
breaking
fine.
hey,
down.
but hold on,
You
hold
cannot
on,
lie.
Praying right now.
ladies, let's keep it a buck here. All right, we all know that if a woman was with a man for however long and the relationship was boring, you know, he was chill, it wasn't exciting, right? That woman, every time, regardless of the age, because women do it in their 40s and 50s and older than that, where they will go and find a nigga that they know is no good for them, but they solely go to him because they know they want their back broken. This could be a ain't shit ass nigga with 10 kids, but due to the fact that he lives a certain type of lifestyle and he dropping some good D in her, she gonna keep running back to that man every single time. And y'all all know it. We all know it because it's a fact. Because
I
we
don't know
see
it.
it all.
I
And
don't
those
know
be
It's
the
it.
not
same
all
women
women,
that
but I
complain
do know
about not
women
having
who've done it.
orgasms.
I do
Ain't
know
that
women
funny?
who've done it.
I'm not gonna say it's
Those
all
be the
women,
same women complaining that men
but
can't
that
Now
is
you can
penetrate.
lie
that is
your ass off
typically,
tonight. You need to stop all this.
that is typically the pattern that we see. That women will be in a relationship, they'll be in a marriage for 30 years, leave this man and go find another nigga that ain't shit just because he's fun, exciting, and he breaking up back. We
No,
see
not
it all.
just that, Viz. It's not just that. When I talk to these
It
women,
is
these
just
guys
that.
are upfront, but by a certain age, these guys are upfront with them. So they know what they're getting. Like,
No,
but they trick themselves,
guys
but
are
they know what
typically
they're getting
always
from
up
them,
front.
basically.
Guys are typically always up front. I know women like to throw that in and say and say that, oh no, niggas be saying this and say it. No, most men are going to be up front and say, hey, look, I'm here just for fun.
That's not always true though. But
Ladies,
I'm
on the panel, do you guys think that men are mostly upfront from your experience?
Ty was shaking her head. Yeah,
the ones they giving
Yeah,
the
I
coochie
think
was the front ones.
most men have told me, most men have warned me that most men are not upfront. I don't even think that's just based off the experiences that I hear with other women. It's based off the advice or, you know, a suggestion from another man that is genuinely interested in my well-being, you know, or other women's well-being.
I think, in my experience, most men are
I mean,
upfront,
dating is not being upfront.
and most women are delusional. Okay, that let's just keep it a buck.
Let's keep
Men
it a
will
buck here.
tell a woman, I do not want a relationship. I'm here for fun. Right? And
Let's
then
keep
the
it a
woman
buck.
will get involved with the man, and in her mind, she'll start convincing herself that she can change his mind. That by doing certain things, showing up, sleeping with him, giving him what he wants, that he's going to change his mind, or that he really doesn't know what he wants. It's going to flip at some point. Now, I do
Female
believe
ego.
that
But then
sometimes the
sometimes
man will do.
manipulate
Hold
them
on,
in the
guys. Hold
middle
on. I
to
do think
keep having
sometimes
sex.
the man will do relationship type things that makes a woman feel like they want to be in a relationship, even though they've already stated what they stated. So I like to tell my friends and other women
Treating
that
them
I
like a
meet,
human.
believe what that man says. Believe exactly what he tells you. Right? Don't always just go off of what he's showing. What did he tell you? If he told you initially he didn't want a relationship, until that changes and he says, okay, I thought about it, I want to be with you, it's still the case. It doesn't matter what he does for you. He doesn't want to be with you.
Yeah,
And that's where men
But
end
no
up with
funny, the stuff y'all be calling like relationship stuff be literally him just treating you like a human. Like it literally, like bro will literally just like not get up right away after smashing and y'all like, yo, I think he wants to be with me. I mean, do I gotta get up right away? Like, you know what I'm
No,
saying? Like,
I'm gonna tell you specifically what men would do. They would sit here and get this girl on a schedule, calling her at this time every single break. Even though they saying, I don't wait, let me tell you, they'll be like, I don't want to be in a relationship with you. But then as time goes on, he'll have sex with the girl and everything. And then she'll be like, okay, you know what? My feelings getting involved. This too much. If he still wants that pussy, Gary, I'm sorry, excuse my terminology.
right now?
But if he still wants that,
Are you
what's
serious?
gonna happen is, and I seen guys do it, he'll be like, but dang, I ain't never talked to nobody this much before. He'll say things to not say he wants to be with her, but he'll try to act like, oh, we're getting somewhere, we're going somewhere. And I be trying to warn my homies, like, bro, that's a trick, bro. Don't listen to him, because he still, when you ask him down to the nitty gritty and you
How
ask
is
him
that a
direct,
trick?
he's never
It
that
goes all
direct.
back to the
But she'll
original
be like,
conversation.
no, but he can't talk without me. And he
How
comes
is
to me
it's
for
not- hold on.
advice, and he talks to me
It
about his
comes
life,
back
and he
full
doesn't
circle.
do this with other women.
How-
That's how
It
y'all
comes
lead
back
people
full circle.
on.
He only has to do all of that because why? Because y'all want to go somewhere. And why do y'all want to go somewhere? Because of what we talked
The
about from the
agreement is
beginning of
now
the
changing.
conversation.
Now my feelings
Women
are
can't be
involved. You should allow
satisfied.
her to leave.
But
Women can't be
that makes no
satisfied. So
sense.
y'all want to go
There's-
somewhere. He don't want to go nowhere. Where we at is good. I'm knocking the bottom out that thing. I see you 3 times a week. We're having a good time. We don't need to go
But
nowhere. Where we at right now is amazing.
But if I'm telling
Y'all
you
be
my
the ones
feelings
that
are
want to
getting
go
involved,
somewhere.
and I know you don't want to give me what I want, don't sit there and continue to push more. Let me go.
But then
You
that's
didn't
taking
even want it.
accountability.
You didn't even
Not
want it
me,
until
but
you met
I'm
me.
like, I don't have that
What you
issue.
talking about? You
That's
talking about
taking
give me
Nah,
what
what's
you
his
want.
name, man?
So, hold
Nah,
on.
what's
You
his
talking
name?
about
What's that
give
dude's
me
name?
what I want.
What's that
Y'all
dude's
don't even
name?
be knowing y'all
Can we
want
talk
it
to him,
until
Dad?
y'all meet us. All of a
No,
sudden you
I
meet
feel like
me and you want to get married.
I'm not
I feel
taking
All of a
away
sudden you meet
accountability.
me and I'm
I'm
knocking it
saying
down.
that
Now you
some
want to be
men
in a
are
relationship?
manipulative. Some
You
men
didn't
are
want to be in a relationship
manipulative.
all
They
this
will
time.
tell
Now
her.
I'm knocking it
They
good.
will
Now
tell.
you want a relationship?
Wow, can you be quiet? Mute yourself. You calm
Like I
I was
said,
yourself.
the one
I said
talking,
she's
lady.
responsible. So
I
I
was the
said
one
that first
talking,
when I
lady.
first gave the example. I'm like, women would trick themselves. I tell my homies, I tell them, don't do it. That is not our biological make. We are not built to do things like that. I talk
if
to my homies all the time.
Hold on,
But
BS, hold
when
on.
you see how she's arguing, she makes sense. If you know this is what's important to a woman, and you know for a fact that you don't console her with the most important areas of your life, you know this or that.
What?
Like I said, men also have to play a part in leading our community, just like with
Yeah.
Eve and the apple. You get what I'm saying? Yes, she could have been very convincing, but it's up to him to be like, hey, okay, I see your emotions getting involved. As a man, I'm gonna pull back because that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm really just trying to fuck. But now I'm seeing that I'm gonna cause more damage than fucking. So let me pull back. But a lot of men don't have that discernment. But it is up to us as women. I'm
Right.
going to say that. I'm going
Yes.
to say that. It's up to us as women to play a part in what happened.
No, not to play the part, to be the knower. You have to be the person that's like, no, I'm not going to deal
Thank
with
you.
If
Right.
I get to a point where I want to be in a relationship and our initial agreement was us just messing around, once I'm there, I'm cutting it off.
Yes,
because
I
that
agree.
was our initial agreement. And now I'm changing the terms of the contract, right? I'm
Mhm.
changing the agreement based off of my feelings. That's not fair to him. We came to the table with this agreement.
But he
now
starts
it's up to
changing.
me to change.
But
Hold on.
he's changing
hold on,
the
hold on,
agreement
hold on,
too.
hold on,
He's
hold on,
telling
hold
her
on.
that,
Hold on.
hey,
That
like I
got all
said,
the
hold
way.
hold on. He's leading her on now.
Hold
Now he's
on,
not
man.
as honest as he was when he
Wow.
came in, because
Hold on,
now
Dad.
he's
Wow.
doing not
Hold on,
relationship
Dad.
things, but he's leading her on like,
Hold on,
but you
Dad.
the only one I talk to, and we're getting somewhere, knowing then
Hold
when y'all
on,
not
Dad.
getting nowhere. Niggas will lie and say we're
Die.
gonna be in a relationship or we're gonna do this just so they can
Die.
keep having sex.
Die.
No.
Yes.
Jesus
Okay.
Christ.
Let's get Amir, Aisha, and Angie in there.
I see that this
Oh
topic.
man.
Okay, I see that this topic is very nerve striking. So when I first came into the stream today, we were talking Bible study. We were talking about apples and God and I just don't know where the conversation went. And I figured I could just be safe in my hijab and reverting back to the biblical times and biblical ways, but that's not helping. The lady, her therapist, you guys have to remember, she is her patient. So she speaks to her. So her therapist knows who she is. So if her therapist suggested that she do something that's sexually wrong or is going to lead to some bad consequences, it's because her therapist knows her. Because remember, your therapist knows you better than anybody because you have to be very open with them. So the therapist knew that this woman was a person of low quality, of low value. And so she had no problem advising her in the wrong way. Because if her therapist thought highly of her, she would have never told her that she should go make this decision. And as for celibacy, celibacy. I don't know about, like, if you're gonna tell your therapist that, obviously your therapist thinks very lowly of you if she tells you that you can ruin your celibacy for garbage. So really, she really thought she was a hoe the whole time. That's my point.
Go ahead, Aisha. Then we'll go to Angie.
Hot damn.
I agree with Amira. I think that the therapist doesn't need to practice therapy anymore. I think that she is living vicariously through her clients. Like, she wants to go bound chicken wow wow with dude, because why would you even say that to her? Like, I'm having a hard time believing her. Like, I have a friend. I work with therapists. I have friends that are therapists. I just don't believe that a therapist would say that to you, right? Like, I'm sitting here pouring out my heart, telling you my journey, telling you where I'm trying to go, but then I'm telling you, like, hey, I've been hunching. I don't even know. Lord have mercy. This guy, and now I want to go all the way. And the therapist should have been like, no, this is not your person. This is not, what you've told me you desired. If you can wait 6 years, you can wait another 6 months. You know what I mean? Like, you've went this far without, being a woman of your word and standing on your integrity. I just don't see why she would want to even let that go. Because it's so hard to get there. I don't know if any of you ladies ever practiced celibacy or went on this journey, but that's a process, especially when you're around the opposite sex often and you're having conversations. So the fact that she went 6 years, I just don't believe it, because I don't know anybody. I have a friend that was celibate for 2.5, almost 3 years. She literally waited for her husband. You know what I mean? So it was kind of like, that made sense to me, right? Like, we used to joke with her and stuff, but when she found her husband, all jokes aside, she got what she wanted. You know what I'm saying? After that 3 years. So I just don't see that is true. I think this is another one of those I want to go viral moments by saying something completely ridiculous. I just don't believe her at all, in no context. And I know this whole, like, women like bad boys, and they just want to go be promiscuous and, like, have sex. Like, I'm like, Ty, I don't hang with women that do these things. So the concepts that y'all are saying, I can't relate to. Like, nobody, my husband is on child support. Nobody that I know has their baby daddies on child support. So I think that we just encounter different individuals. And I feel like that's just the gist of it. I feel like, with Ty again, like, I shouldn't have to force a man to do what he's already supposed to be doing. Like, that's just how I feel. And why would I be
coming from my therapist? Okay, so I'm getting a lot of comments like this coming from my therapist. But the reason why she says she's going to give me bad advice is because, for one, first of all, I'm grown. But two, I already had everything set in place. I was going to do it regardless. Like, I'm going to do it regardless. So I'm in therapy because I hold a lot of shame. I get embarrassed very easily. So she's trying to make my decision not seem shameful, because I'm grown and I'm human. And so she's like, well, if you're going to do it, enjoy it. Don't do it and feel bad. A lot of times we do stuff and then feel bad about it. Like, no, go in making it worth it, right? Basically. And the reason why I post the videos that I do is, again, to not feel shame. And that's really it. So, shame thrives in secrecy. And a lot of people are saying don't do it, or like, if I'm a Christian and stuff like that. I'm not Christian. I really just didn't have anybody to sleep with. That's really what it was. So yeah. And I don't want to say anything about his character, really. When you like, men ain't shit. Like, he hasn't done anything to be like, Deja, what the fuck? Why are you sleeping with this man? He's literally just a man with walking red flags. Like, y'all know. We know. It's just a situationship. So when you say he ain't shit, it's basically, aka, that man don't want me. Even though I don't want him. But it's like, why don't you want me? So yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna enjoy myself, and I'm not gonna feel bad about it.
Bring shame back.
I was just gonna say that.
Bring shame back. Like,
I
I don't
don't miss.
understand.
I do not miss.
Clout, you
That's
was
what I'm gonna
right.
say.
You were right. You were right, and I'm upset that she made you right. Cause that's just ridiculous.
Don't miss.
You was celibate for 6 years just cuz. Just cuz. Somebody, it wasn't nobody that had sex with. Now you done found the one person you could, and you just gonna give up the draws. This is somebody she'll want to feel shameful.
Hey Jay, can I go after Angie?
Feel the shame. Leave Angie alone.
No, I'm just trying to go after her. I mean, I didn't mean to disturb her chicken. I'm sorry.
Listen, I feel like everybody's journey is different. Everybody always got something to say.
Oh, shit.
I didn't even learn. I didn't even hear the first part of what she said. I just heard you guys discussing it. And I feel like let her figure it out is what I feel like. If she gonna go into the mousetrap, let her go into the mousetrap and figure it out so she won't keep doing it. That's how I see it.
If that was the case, she could
as women to hold other women accountable. I wouldn't let you do that, honey.
No.
I would be like, Angie, are you losing it? Like, I just would not let somebody do that. Like,
I ain't stop her from doing it either.
I mean,
If my friend was like she said, she's not a Christian. She said that she was doing it because she didn't have anybody to sleep with.
She don't gotta be a Christian to feel shame and to have self-worth.
I'm not saying that's not my point that I'm arguing. What I'm saying is, if it was my friend and somebody I cared about and I knew what their what their reason behind it was, I'm gonna support that. But if her issue is shame and it's not anything in connection to being virtuous, then it's a different situation.
And why would you feel shame if you don't have a moral compass? That shame is coming from somewhere.
Hello?
That shame is coming from somewhere. And
I'm the type of friend
I always feel shameful. Well, that means you always doing stuff you shouldn't be doing.
You shouldn't be doing. And now Amira, she made Amira right. She made Amira right. The counselor know you ain't ish. The counselor know you out here doing the most. That's why she said, go ahead, girl. If you gonna do it, have fun. I can't even talk you through your problems no more because you just a lost cause. She didn't even need to share this with the internet. She could have went and did this little trifling stuff by herself and left it off the internet.
It sounds like she lonely. It sounds like she lonely.
Get a dog.
Like he don't like me. Did she say he doesn't like me and I don't like that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you listen to her personality, she's not one of those girls who want more or anything. It just sounds like she's somebody who don't believe in herself. She's always shaming herself. She probably don't feel attractive and all this other stuff just by the way she's talking about it.
No.
Hey, you know what'll be crazy?
Anything for herself.
What it kind of seems like, realistically, is that she's probably doing the opposite. She probably promiscuous as fuck and been telling her counselor that she's been celibate the entire time. Now, that's almost what it sounds like just from her conversation. Because if we really listen to what she's saying,
you saying he already hit that Viz?
No, he done cracked it a couple times, and probably done hit it wrong. He probably
because she said she was hunching. She said she was hunching him, but at the same time, she said she wasn't planning to lose her celibacy until her birthday. But she said, "Yeah, but I'm hunching," and then she kind of cut herself off to kind of get away from that. So it's like, yeah, I think Viz is right on the money.
I mean, because that everything that she's saying sounds manipulative as fuck. You know, if she dealing with this guy that she knows is nothing, and again, just like I said, she probably was like, man, he not jumping on board, so I'm gonna give him this cooch to try and, you know what I'm saying, to try and finesse him, you know, to get him to do what I want him to do. And man, counselor, should I do it? Girl, you've been fucking everybody else. Why not? Shit, go for it.
Hey, yeah, let me
make it worth it, because you usually don't.
Yeah, let me tell you what's really going on, man. She got tired of using that goddamn rose at night. So then she heard that Janet Jackson said, "I'm sick of being lonely." She said it. She said it. I can't just let anybody hold. That's what she said. I can't just let anybody hold me. So she had to spin the block. Y'all know what it is? She spin the block on that thug dude that used to knock her back out. Probably used to pull her dreads from behind. You know what I'm saying? Hit her good doggy style. She said, I want that back. I want that old thing back. Huh? Y'all know the song. I ain't got to sing it. But it is what it is, man. Look, she told her therapist she ready to bust it down on her goddamn birthday. Boy, she gonna go out that night. She gonna have a glass of wine. You know what I'm saying? Then she gonna call up after she leaves the club with her girlfriends, and it's gonna be on and popping. We know what it is. And the fact you got women up here defending her, Angie, defending this effort, talking about, well, she's trying to figure it out. I know what she's trying to figure out.
Hey, what woman
Shit.
you
Also,
know
hold
doesn't
on.
have a person to sleep
I'm
with
gonna
this
tell you what she really. I'm gonna tell you what she's trying to figure out.
What Hank said, what
I'm
Hank
gonna tell
said
you what
is
she's
why I
trying to
don't
figure out. She's
believe
trying
in
to figure out
female
where she's gonna be in a
celibacy.
hotel. She's gonna take her to her house, or where we gonna do it at. That's what she's trying to figure out. I mean, that's
Because
it. That's all it
this,
is.
what Hank said is why I don't believe in celibate when women say they're celibate, because a lot of these women, they say they're celibate, right? But then you go in their closet and they got 6 different plastic dicks and they bumping coochies with their best friend on a date on a drunk night out. So it's like when they have them little drunk nights with their girlfriends to do what they do, you know what I mean? Where their girlfriend get drunk, give them a little lick. When they got all the different sizes and shapes of penises in their drawer, you're not really celibate. You still fucking just not a real person.
Y'all
Like
done
you
scared
still getting
some
dick. You know what I'm saying? Like you still getting it. It's just not human.
Cloud, who are these people? Like, yeah, the experience.
What you mean, women? Have you ever been in a sex shop before? Have you ever been in sex? Because every sex shop I've been in, the most predominant product. Hold on. Every sex shop I've ever been in my life, the predominant product that they sell is dicks. That's the main product they sell in sex shops is dicks. It's not shit for us. It's dicks. It's the whole wall. It's like a gun shop. Like, you know how you walk in a gun shop and it's all ARs on one wall and pistols, and then the rest of the stuff is like the accessories, but it's mostly guns. That's just how it is in the sex shop. It's dicks on the wall, and it's a couple little things for the brothers. Okay.
You went to a very bad sex shop if all they had was.
Come on, y'all trying to play with me like you don't know what I'm saying.
You know what it is. Hey, Cloud, you keep talking about it.
During the pandemic, you know what the number one product sold was that on Amazon? Dildos.
And during the pandemic, I was not a purchaser of one.
Look, shorty, right. And then y'all be having the butt plugs and y'all be having those in that work. Hey,
Ty,
here's the thing.
You're not outside for real.
Wait,
hold on,
Cloud.
because you're not outside for real.
Hold on, Cloud. So here's the thing. The internet, specifically Facebook, right, has made it so that all of the women that you assume aren't doing that are the very ones that's doing it. Because all it takes is one woman to make a post and say, oh, I just got a new 6-inch, 8-inch, whatever, and all this post done been shared 1 million times. All the women agreeing. I just got a 3-inch.
We know about the pleasure parties too. We know about those. We know about those. Yeah.
So
where your homegirl come over with the dildos and y'all all buy one. We know.
About these.
All right, y'all. Let me play this.
You're not outside for real. You're not outside.
I'm gonna stay inside if that's what outside got to be.
Hey,
we don't want you corrupted out here. Hold on. Angie will tell you. Angie know about the pleasure parties. Angie be outside. I know for sure. Hold on, y'all. Let me play this last clip that she said. I got a couple things in that drawer.
This comment right here because. So I actually really like this comment right here because I never, ever said, for one, I was waiting till marriage, right? Never said that. 2, I never said I was going to marry a man. That is literally, I don't think, I don't know what's worse, marrying a man or having kids. I don't know, but they're both top 2. Like, maybe marrying a man. I don't like being around y'all for too long. It's fucking insufferable. Y'all moody, y'all mean, y'all use weaponized, incompetent. Like, nothing about that video gave I want to be with a man. romantically. Never said that.
So she been scissoring for 6 years.
Right. I'm tired of her.
Do I miss?
Watching her.
She been
But
scissoring
do
for
I
6
miss
years.
though? But do I miss?
Hey,
For them,
what is it, a bull
lost
dagger?
causes you do not miss. But for the rest of us, regular
Straight up
people,
bull dagger, Viz.
listen,
It's straight
boy,
up
Bull
bull
dagger
dagger.
hit.
Hold it.
Hey,
oh
She been
my
Viz,
God.
not only is she a bull dagger, look, shout out to them dino nuggets that Angie's eating up her.
Listen, everything I said, oh, she probably just ain't had nobody, but she was down to running the streets. I was right. I said she probably be bumping them things with them other ladies. I was right.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah. Come
also
on,
said,
man.
said she didn't have anybody to have sex with for 6 years. That didn't sound right. So
No men.
Right. She ain't right.
She probably was the nympho on
You had
break.
no
She
heart,
was the
ain't you?
nympho on break.
Women don't consider
And
sex
that's why the therapist told her, go ahead, we're gonna talk about it afterwards. Like she thinks she gonna be able to control her now. Like, but now once she get that dick, she back to hoeing. She back to her nympho stage.
I'll tell you what it was. She was probably
And
doing
that-
something with a
Needed a
goddamn
reset button
therapist.
hit.
But I don't judge
She
people.
might have been
Live
bumping
like
with
she
the
wanna live.
therapist.
She's not. She don't want to get
too.
married, so it works for her.
That therapist might be knocking her down.
I wish people would keep their personal business off the internet. Remember the good old days where you could just go and do stuff and all you did was tell your little group of friends and those the only people that knew, or maybe they group of friends, but it didn't get too far. Like now, we don't even know this woman. Why we know all her business?
Nope.
Like keep it to yourself.
Keep telling me.
Yo,
I want to
you
know
know
all
your
the
friends
business.
want.
I want to know
Hey,
who to
Rose used to
avoid.
be on the stoop. Rose used to hang on the stoop. She knew everybody's business.
Tell it all.
Only in the neighborhood.
Stay away
She
from
ain't know Jessica business that live in Bronx. If she in Chicago, now we know everybody's business. It don't matter where you live. Like we don't even. This woman, where does
Good.
she live? We don't know.
Good, y'all can't hide no more. And that's why,
Oh my
that's why
God,
marriage
you
rate
talking
is going
about
down.
hide.
Y'all can't hide no
To
more.
hide. Let's go back to hiding. Hide.
Nah.
I literally want to know, is she cool?
I like knowing who's who. You know what I'm saying?
She said, I don't want marriage or kids. She said those are the top two worst
Worst.
things. I've never heard a woman say that. Like even a woman that doesn't have or want kids, they still don't.
That's because she only want one thing.
Top two things,
It
worst
rhymes
things.
with pick.
She might
Believe
have
it or not,
not
I had a friend in college that I ended up like seeing out one day, and she ended up being on coke and stuff. But she used to be real like you know, super good girlish. But when she got
Wait,
to
what?
college,
Wait, right? You not just gonna gloss over that.
Yeah, you just can't just throw that in and just keep going. Like
Dad
what?
do it all the time. She do this all the time. She just drop gems and keep going. Like, no, that's not regular, Dad.
It's not. But back in high school, she was like real conservative. She was the real good girl type. But guys used to kind of like, in my school, they used to kind of like pick on her. They used to call her
Here
like,
you go blaming it on dudes.
like if they did date her, they'll pretend like they was in a relationship, but be cheating on her with like the most popular girls in school, like that type stuff. And she told me,
never her fault, huh?
no, but she told me her, like, just for instance, how y'all say that there's certain guys that don't get pussy like that. And you know, when they end up getting money, they start acting a certain type of way. I feel like women like her had very, 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 very bad experiences with men to the point where she only sees the value in their dick, not even in their money, because the guys that she's having sex with is not even spending money on her. You know what I'm saying?
Filthy, bro.
You said what?
Said your mouth is so filthy.
Oh my
Yeah,
God,
and you got that Bible right in front of you, girl. What you doing?
I'm healing. Okay, I'm a work in progress. I'm a work
We
in
know that.
progress.
We know
Don't
you
judge
healing.
me. Okay, don't judge me in my
Hold on,
healing.
y'all. Hold on. Let me continue to the chat. Chris Reed
You've been healing
says,
since we met.
and lady, you can
I'm gonna be
read
healing
me.
till I die.
Women do it all the time. Women take men to the
A hell of a
clinic all the
wound.
time. So if a man do it, let him have it. I read that already. Chris Reed, $2 says, I guess that's what happened to Sky Jackson. Chris Reed again, $5 says, women need to learn from Haley Bailey relationship. You see how happy she is. Chris Reed, $5 again. So I don't understand. Why do a woman love to be Chris Brown when she learned that she want a good man? Big Bell 44 499 says, to translate what Ty is saying, women want a different man when they used to F up. Just putting it in a nice way. They like a young hink early. Big Bella 44 499. If she give me those cheeks and ask me where do we go from here, I would say what Chappelle said. How's that sandwich coming? AP accountability partner $2 says Hinks that's not a wine lady. She's a Henny chick. $2 says yep, Viz and Clout were right. Chris Reed $2 says super chance please. Successful MD $2 says call her what it is. She's just a freak. Big Ant 11 $10 says can Di answer one question without saying like or but or no. I want to thank everybody that's contributed to the platform. Does anybody have any dating advice? 1 minute or less. Any dating advice before we get up out of here? Any dating advice that you want to leave?
You know that means Viz and Clap can't speak because they ain't little 1 minute or less.
Listen, my dating advice is if Jurnee Smollett, if she decides to divorce you, get your bag, my boy. Get that bread. She got it. Get some.
Get that money, gang.
You know what I'm saying? Equality. We live in a society where everyone's equal. The women get bread too, so let's all get bread, you know?
Amir, you got any dating advice that you want to leave? Some gems you want to drop?
Certainly. Don't do it. Don't date.
Okay, so when you say don't date, like what does that look like? When you say don't date,
it looks like, well, for women, I can only speak from the women's side. It looks like women surrounding themselves with valuable men that actually care about them, that will, what's the right word to say this? That will aid them, you could say, in finding their husband. But not putting yourself out there to be vulnerable, damaged, abused, used, or you possibly doing the same things to other people. It reduces the amount of hurt that's in a community. It reduces the amount of suffering. It reduces the amount of hoes. It reduces the amount of babies out of wedlock. It reduces the amount of accidents and regret. So don't date. But I know it's not realistic here. I know it's not realistic. Most people don't have, most women don't have men in their lives that care about them in America or in the West. So I understand it's not really realistic, and women have to be out there. They have to be out there giving themselves to men and hoping for the best. And
so if a woman likes a man, right? Let's say she meets a guy, she likes a man. What does that look like? If you could paint the picture so people can really understand, because I hear people say you either married or you single and you shouldn't date. So isn't having conversations, isn't going out with somebody, isn't that considered dating? Or
courting is different from dating.
Okay.
Courting is done with purpose, and it is done seriously. It is not about fun time or enjoying one another. It's about getting to know the ins and outs of who that person is and seeing if it will work. But dating is going out without purpose. You know, maybe it comes, maybe it doesn't kind of thing. It's not solid. You and both of you guys don't even have to be on the same page. One person says, I don't really want you. I don't really want to take anything serious. And the other person is serious. So you have two people who aren't even on the same page making the goat cheese. Because if you're making goat cheese with somebody, women fall. So women fall for the men, and men, after making the goat cheese, they want to move on to the next goat. So, I mean, it's just it's just that kind of situation. And JR, you asked me this question because I think in your mind you're thinking, how can people meet each other if they don't date? Is that true?
Yeah, because I mean, I often hear that you shouldn't date, and so for people, okay, they hear it, but paint the picture so that they know what that actually looks like. And you brought up the whole courting or dating with intention or dating with purpose. So, do you think it needs to be happening from both sides, both men? So, a woman needs to recognize if a man is dating for purpose, and even if they are entertaining each other, they need to make sure that they are aligned for whatever that purpose may be. So, if people just want to have fun, then they should be entertaining somebody that just want to have fun.
Women
Versus,
make the standard
I
in
think
sex.
we should probably point out specify what dating is. What do you consider dating to be exactly?
What you guys do, essentially, what you guys were just talking about, like, I like you. What's your number? Oh, let me give you a call. Hey, what's up? You want to go eat? Oh, I like you more. Let's go eat again. Oh, let's go have some drinks. Now we have sex. Oh, I'll call you tomorrow. Maybe I don't call you tomorrow. Or if I call you tomorrow, then we keep going. And it gets more serious. And then you get to a point, and you get to the point where the girl asks a question or the guy asks a question. So what are we? And then it turns into a question of, are we on the same page? And then from there. So that's what I consider dating, is a thing that I hear that you guys do. Like the Westerners, that's what I hear Westerners do.
Wait, yeah, that doesn't sound like dating to me, where we're just going into this and we're playing it by ear. Me personally, I wouldn't consider that dating. Dating is me we are both intentional on getting to know each other. Even if sex doesn't play a part, is us. How do we mesh? How do we click? Once we get there to that point, then okay, now we're in a relationship, a serious relationship, to where we're dating.
Viz, I think you're talking about the vast minority. I believe, from what I hear from and what I see outside, the vast majority of people don't start off with that intention. From what I see, people are just out, they meet, and they like each other. I don't really see that many people going out purposely and saying, I'm going out to look for a person that I could possibly marry. I think that's a minority.
That's fair. I mean, that's fair.
Aisha, Angie, y'all want to add something?
I do want to say, Amira, that what you're speaking on is the poor way of dating. My personal swift advice, because I don't think that anybody on here is a relationship expert. I think we just speaking from, our own personal experiences. But I think that I think that when coming to dating, sex should be something that should be very thought about before engaged in, because I think that that's where things start to go left. A lot of people are not honest with themselves in regards to what that brings about, and also understanding how to skillfully date. I think that a lot of people that are not having a positive or a good dating experience just simply don't know how to date. It's not something that you normally know how to do, especially in the Black community. We weren't really educated on how to properly do that either, because of, a lot of different factors. But we have to educate ourselves on how to go about things, and we have to be.
Black people aren't told how to properly date.
No, I'm saying within our culture, we do not have a strong family or relationship structure. I'm not saying all, but for the majority part, the Black family, a lot of Black families are broken. There's a lot of broken Black homes. So what I'm saying is that, I'm not saying all, but I'm saying most, we are not educated on how to properly go out there and find a partner. We just, like she said, we're going out there saying, I like you, you like me. We just don't see where it goes.
Well, I think somebody.
This is not a debate, though. We're just all giving our personal advice. You know.
Of course, no. I'm not even. I already addressed what I was going to say to you. All I was going to add was someone brought up that we're simply just in hookup culture. Our culture is promoting hookup culture. That's not dating, So to say that we don't have any examples of how to date.
That's not what I said. I said that a lot of a lot of Black families are broken. With that being said, we don't have for the most part, there's not a lot of strong families that navigate in the way that's healthy to be able to find a suitable partner, is what I'm saying. I'm not speaking for everyone. I never speak for everyone, but
that's fair. So let me finish. So
you're talking about courting.
So if we've seen a long history of broken families and broken homes, right? At some point, somebody with some type of sense will have to say, you know what? Let me do the opposite of what they're doing, because clearly this isn't working. The only way that does not happen is if everybody thinks that it's okay. So until people admit and put on their big boy drawers, the big girl panties, and say, okay, I'm gonna be an adult and take accountability for my actions in my life, then that's when the hookup culture would go away. But until that happens, blaming it on blaming your family or what you've been exposed to, I think that's a cop out. Because again,
I think that you're taking what I said out of context. I'm not shifting blame on anything. I'm basically detailing the factors that influence how we do not date in a healthy way. Does that make sense?
Listen, I think Amira had it the most on point, because dating in general, if we're being like, I know Viz, you're trying to find the difference between dating culture and hookup culture, but there really is none. It's just that dating culture is the original hookup culture. It's just that now it's happening faster. But during the times when dating first became prevalent, like in the 20s, the purpose of it back then was the same purpose it was now, which is to have sex. That's the reason why people dated. And actually, dating was looked down upon. Women who in the 20s, when dating started becoming a normal thing, the women who dated were looked down upon by wives, because they thought during that times that it would damage the women who wanted to be married chance of getting married, because they felt like the women who were dating were giving it away for free. And then you go from like the 20s all the way until now, we see hookup culture has even accelerated. So based off what Amira's saying, she's kind of right. Like, dating culture in general isn't about finding long-term partnership. Dating culture is about exchanging time, men exchanging time and dates and gifts for affection from women outside of marriage. That's really what it's supposed to be about. So courting would be saying, okay, well, like, for example, if you watch The Godfather, when Michael Corleone met the girl that he ended up marrying in Sicily, they didn't even go on walks by themselves. Like, they went on walks and the whole family was behind them, walking with them on the walk. Like, when they would go on dates, they would be group dating. Like, you didn't really have no time alone with that person at all until you were actually either engaged to them or married to them. So the Western way is very different than the way it was before the Western way became popular.
That's awesome that you understand how that works, how everybody comes along. It's not, a woman is never left to her own devices. She's never left alone and vulnerable. And that's what I think dating is going wrong. Women are out there making their own decision. And yeah, it feels liberating, but you're hurting yourselves. Ladies are getting more and more hurt, more and more damaged, more and more used and loose. And I mean, it's going bad mostly for ladies. Men don't really have much negative outcomes here, but women do in the dating world. I mean, in marriage, yeah, men have negative outcomes because of the family court system that we have today. But yeah, so dating is bad all for women. It's all bad for women.
Okay, so I just looked up because I didn't know that there was a distinctive difference between courting and dating. I thought that it was all the same thing, me personally. So it says that courting is like a promise to make a commitment to marriage. No physical intimacy, usually lasts up to a year. Family must give permission. Man is usually the one to approach a woman and court her. Dating doesn't account for readiness into marriage or long-term commitment, not waiting until marriage is acceptable, no timeline, no permission needed to date someone. there are no gender rules in dating. Anyone can approach anyone. So I guess for me, if I've always thought if we're dating, then that is a part of courtship. Like I'm here intentionally to see if this is something that we can legitimately grow into a marriage, right? Because yes, in the Western side of the world, is different from over east where you're receiving gold bars and Bentleys. You know what I'm saying? It's just simply different here, right? So I'm just going off of what I assumed growing up is that okay, when I was a kid and I said that that I'm dating such and such at 18 or whatever, right? I'm still, I don't know.
I hold that thought.
I don't want. Oh, sorry.
No, I was going to get Marcus in there. I know he was in the chat and he wanted to kind of clear up some things. But let's go ahead, Marcus.
Just in case he's not finished before we go, I just want to give my advice real quick because I might have to leave.
No, I got you. Just let me get Marcus in and I'll go right to you. Go ahead, Marcus.
I ain't want much. I'm just playing around. But I do find it funny that now we can acknowledge that women enjoy sex and that it ain't all harmful to them. I just want to add that. Yeah.
I thought you had to come up here. You over there trying to start. So go ahead, Dad.
When it comes to dating, for us Westerners, I'm going to say love yourself first. Learn, give yourself grace, do better, and never leave the person in worse condition than when you found them.
So hold on. So Don, when you said give yourself grace, what do you mean? If you go out there and suck a dick, that's okay. Ain't nothing wrong with it, as long as you enjoy it.
No, I'm just saying, as women, as Western women, we tend to make more mistakes that are looked down upon by the world because of how the world does things. And if you did something wrong, you don't have to stay in whatever mistake that you made. You can learn, you can get to know God, you can grow. Don't let nobody make you feel like your past determines your future. Whatever it is that you went through as a man or a woman, if you, as a man, you was called lame, bitches didn't like you, you were used for your money. You do not have to go out there with a heavy heart and think every woman is going to be after your money. You can go out there with a positive mind frame in order to find your wife. Give yourself grace. I feel like a lot of people attack themselves and they can't grow from their mistakes because they're too busy moping. So yeah, like give yourself grace.
So when I hear people say when I hear people sit there and say give yourself grace, that to me that sounds like give yourself an excuse to do what you want to do. To go
No,
out there
you're thinking about sex.
Be a hoe. Hold on, let me finish. To go out there and be a hoe, be loose. Well, what my man JR called it, be a loose booty. Yeah, be a loose booty woman and do your thing. I mean, that's what it sounds like to me. So yes, no, we can't sit there and say your past doesn't.
That's not what
your present. But I'm saying something different to you. It sounds like, and that's okay. But your past can affect your future. Shit you did in your past, you going out here and get pregnant can affect your future because a man may not want you because you had kids. He may not want to date a woman with kids. And he may not want to date a woman with multiple kids. He may not want to date a woman who had multiple partners and ass calls. He may not want that. He may not want your knowing you was a loose booty at one time. All of a sudden you were saved and sanctified and saved by the Holy Spirit. He may not want that. So yes, your past, even though you may need some grace and you expect to get some grace, doesn't mean it's not going to affect your future though.
Okay, so let me clear up what I meant by don't let your past affect your future. If you happen to end up putting work before your husband, because that's something we taught. If you end up chasing your career too early in life, that's something else. If you ended up having an aggressive way of talking and you ended up losing your last boyfriend because he wasn't dealing with that shit, it's okay. You can learn how to be submissive. You can learn how to be soft, because everything doesn't just come down to sex when it comes to giving yourself grace with the mistakes that you can make in order to make the relationship not work.
All right, y'all. We coming to this time, y'all. Gotta get up out of here, man. Get to these super chats. Texas Movement Media 199. Keep up the great work. Thanks for a great platform. AP $2 says hashtag goat cheese and hashtag macaroni noises. AP accountability part of $2 says that let's make goat cheese.
Macaroni.
Mills $2 says it's lit out here. Mirror, stop being a party pooper. AP again. $5 says fun combo tonight. JR salute to the panel brothers, Hank, Viz, Clout, and sisters Aisha, Dot, Angie, and Amira gave us a new safe term. Hashtag goat cheese.
Yo, that one was official. I'm not gonna lie. Goat cheese is crazy.
What happened to the intuition women brag about? And last AP again,
$5.
Give it up for the loose booties and the goat cheese. Pause. 304s. Please remember to give yourself grace. I want to thank everybody that's contributed to the platform. Hit that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you are catching on replay, hit that like button. We out. Catch us tomorrow. We live tomorrow, Thursday show, y'all.